What is was that the head nod?
Audacity.
No, because I told you I didn't want the head nod for you, so you were just doing Audacity.
Well, we're streaming.
I know we are. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 380th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. We are 20 episodes away from the big 400. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. I am the fall shit. That's like September. Travis Snell.
I am the mini boss, Kirklin Patzer.
Ladies first.
What? That's third.
Wow. Shot
Yeah, I'm
technically.
definitely wasn't first, but
These assholes.
I'm the obviously not the lady Jessica.
Well, Kirklin is pretty sexist. He apparently we overheard a conversation before cast. He wouldn't let Shay buy an iPad. He's like, "That's my money, and we do with it what I please."
I allow her to
Whoa.
work. I allowed her to go to nursing school.
Yeah.
And make double my money.
Unfortunately, we hit record just before, just after that, so we missed it all. We missed our chance to try and cancel him, but yeah, some sick stuff
You
going
can
on.
keep trying, Travis. You're not
Yeah.
canceling me yet.
Oh, not yet. That's the key word.
Shay is the breadwinner, isn't she?
Oh, big time. Yeah. I could be a stay-at-home dad.
With
With
what?
all the kids you have,
Yeah. I don't
just
know.
to stay at
Go
home.
find one. Yeah.
go just take one.
Taylor Field.
Taylor,
Where
who
can
are
they-
you? He hasn't even
Oh,
introduced
right. He
himself
hasn't even
yet.
introduced himself, the fucker.
I'm the fiber.
This podcast is a mess.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a mess.
Yo, what's your name? I missed that.
I'm the fibrous Taylor Field.
Oh, okay. Thank
The
you.
what? The fiber?
The fibrous.
Oh, because your internet.
No, not that. But that's actually a good plug, actually. No, I've been ingesting insane amounts of fiber and just cleaning my systems out. It feels great.
But why?
it?
No,
You have a bidet? First of all, if you don't have a bidet, it doesn't
No,
feel
his
good.
toilet's just fucking ruined. Madison, look out! Here it comes again.
Next time it'll be Madison. Oh my God, did you just take a shit?
Well-
You stink.
yeah, that'll 100% be it. No, like I
Did you just poo because you smell like shit?
Oh no, I looked into like the benefits of fiber and all that, and like I'm amazed at how under our
Appreciated?
goals that we are like hitting like fiber amounts. Like my diet before, like I was barely hitting like the threshold, and actually for like a guy to have this amount of daily fiber, it's crazy. But I feel so freaking amazing after consuming such gratuitous amounts.
Well, it cleans the system. The unfortunate thing for you, though, people use it a lot to like tone up and lose weight and stuff like that. I don't know if you need to lose any more weight. That's the thing with you. Like
Okay, there's 110
I
now.
need to drop some pounds.
110. That's that. I think you're giving him a little bit more benefit of the doubt there. He's
That's
rocking
machinist.
like 93. How much?
93.
How much do you weigh, Taylor?
I think I'm like 145 or 150.
Okay.
That's my range.
Yeah, we're the
I
same.
fluctuate. In the morning, I'm like 143. Afternoon,
Goes up and
148.
down.
Jessica, what
I'll
do
be
you weigh
180
now?
by the summer.
I feel like that's a very inappropriate thing
I
to
know.
ask.
It was a joke. You don't
The
have to ask
sexist
her.
Travis sounds.
Yeah.
It's gonna cancel before me.
You know what? I'll throw it out there right now. I'm a solid like 133. So
Very nice.
To plead the fifth.
I poops that size.
That's literally just 10 pounds less than you. You were just saying you're like 140.
It's all the fiber he has.
Yeah.
A lot of
that's
fiber in
all.
my diet. Yeah.
Kirkland's just letting me do all the work, and then he's gonna come steal my kid and claim it.
Look, Shay.
Now I
me
can
the
be a
royalties.
stay-at-home
Yeah.
dad.
Kirkland Jr.'s here. Taylor, where can they find us on the interwebs before we start this shit? Yeah, this is going to be one of those wild casts. I can feel it already. But yeah, where can they find us?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us with your internet connection in the search bar. GeekVerse.ca is our home base. GeekVerseCast is our Twitter, and then GeekVerse is our Facebook. Be sure to check us out on our Facebook because every day at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, our fan-based community poll rotates around. It is the Godzilla Monsterverse poll, and right now it is the 1998 Godzilla, aka Zilla Monster, versus the Muto from 2014's Godzilla.
Why is his name Zilla Monster?
That was, that's like, I don't know if that's just the name he was dubbed.
Okay, very cool. If you go down links below, you can find everything we do, our audio, our video, our YouTube, so you can join the live chat when we record episodes, our Twitch, because we'll be streaming there more. You can find out how to support us on each and every single one of these. Give us a Twitch sub. Go over to Patreon. You can get a whole bunch of benefits. After 9 is going to be this weekend. We're talking about WandaVision. We're going to be doing Falcon and Winter Soldier predictions and just other shenanigans as far as After 9 goes. So join the Phase 2 tier, and you can join that. Call in. You'll get a link and everything like that. And then you get a whole bunch of stuff. There's commentary tracks, early episodes, exclusive episodes, ad-free feed, just tons of stuff. And that's a way to support us. If you can't support us through a Twitch sub or Patreon, that's fine, Danny. Just head over to iTunes and subscribe or throw us a review or whatever your podcatcher of choice may be. Next week, we have lots of stuff dropping. This week, we had the Man of Steel retro drop for the main feed, Comic Book Virgins. Next week is the Captain America retro, and then After 9 will drop for the main feed. Half of it, the other half goes Patreon. And then next week is a big time because we're going to be talking about it in a second, but we have the Zack Snyder's Justice League and the Falcon Winter Soldier review within 24 hours. It's going to be a long Thursday. That's what Kirklin was saying.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be very exciting, we hope. So join us for all that. Yeah, we got good stuff cooking. And then there's Kong vs. Godzilla coming up, Falcon Winter Soldier. Just tons of good stuff happening. So anything to say before we get into some news here?
Yes. I would just like to clarify, my normal weight is like 105, 110 tops.
Had to come back to that.
I wasn't paying enough attention, and then after you said that's only like 10 pounds less than Kirkland, I was like, oh, that hits different. I gotta defend myself.
Should have corrected in case any thirsters join the chat or anything like that. So, Taylor, I have to.
You know what? It's hard to thirst over someone when you find out that they're, just about as heavy as Kirkland. Okay.
Well, there is a
light.
there is a selection of people that like thirst over pregnant women. Like that's like a thing.
There's a following for that.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Gotta get my OnlyFans going before it's too late.
Look at all those ice cubes. Let's just moment of silence for those ice cubes. It's like
way too many.
It's like 2 families of ice cubes.
There's more ice than there's water. She just takes a whole tray and breaks it and puts it in. Like that's what she's doing.
Shaves it off a glacier.
No,
Yeah.
I got that fridge that makes ice. Sometimes it keeps up with me, sometimes it doesn't.
So what are you? Are you a crushed ice or a cubed ice? Obviously you're cubed.
Oh, crushed ice. That's fucking disgusting.
No, crushed ice is the best. Every once in a while you get a nice little chip and you get to bite down on it. I love crushed ice so much.
Okay, look at the amount of ice I use. You think that crushed ice would last long enough?
No, you get a nice little slushy. Water
Just
slushy.
crunch it.
Yeah. What about you, Kirkland? You cubes man too? You boring?
I always had the poor man fridge where we didn't have like a built-in ice maker, so something like that. I felt like when I was at friend's house, I would go crushed ice just because I'm like, whoa, technology, what is this? Rich people ice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm kind of with Travis. I like getting some bits of ice in there with my drink.
There you go. And then the other thing that's happening, you two, Kirkland and Taylor, are you going to be streaming some games this weekend?
Oh, yeah, we are.
Make sure you drop the actual date. So
Are
we?
we?
Listen to this.
Just kidding. Yeah, we are.
Who? Fall? Shit, that's like September.
We got a question in the crowd.
Yeah, Jessica from
Jessica.
GeekVerse podcast.
I really want to know if there's a correlation here. Do you guys bite ice cream as well? Like if you...
Oh, I can't. I have
No,
sensitive teeth. Yeah.
That made my ears tear up. My eyes tear right when you think
These
about it.
hypocrites.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
No.
just saying you like to have the bites of crushed ice.
That's different. Those are little things. If you put your teeth on just like ice cream, that's fucking pain.
I'll give you $5 to do it on cast.
Sure, I'll do it for $5.
I don't-
You gotta do
legit-
like right up to the gums, like.
Legit, no joke.
Sure.
I don't think I've done that since I was like 5 years old, and I like had that pain, and I'm like, I can never do that again. So I bite with like the roof of my mouth and my tongue.
Okay, why are you still biting ice cream? Just fucking
have
spoon it
to.
in your mouth. No, you don't.
Maybe I gotta go somewhere.
Right, I
Maybe
forgot.
It's like
Remember
this little
Kirkland's-
mouth.
down.
Remember Kirkland's little mouth? We talked about this. He has a little teeny tiny mouth. He has to bite the ice cream to get it in. He can't slip it in the spoon. He has to break it down.
I need
What about ice
someone to
cream? Do
chew
you
it
just
for me.
avoid ice cream sandwiches then?
Oh yeah, that shit fucks him up.
I think I just do gums.
He has to chop it and like he got like the slap chop for ice cream sandwiches. So shit,
I dice my ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, look at this.
That's
man.
a psycho move right there.
But yes, you guys on what is it gonna be? I don't even know what the fucking day
Sunday.
is. It's
We don't have a specific time, so keep up.
That's
No.
why you follow us on
Yeah.
Twitter and Facebook because then we'll tweet out. But at least we know it'll be the 14th, which is daylight saving. So we also definitely don't have a time. So it'll be March
Yeah.
14th. If you're listening live, watch on Facebook and Twitter. We'll tweet out the link of when we're trying to go live, and Taylor and Kirk will be playing some games. And yeah, you're gonna get more details in April, but we're gonna be doing this more often. But do you have you guys decide the game or games you're playing, just to give a little tease?
I think we're definitely going to start off with StarCraft 2. I think we're going to try. And then after, I mean, it could all just be StarCraft. I really don't know. But I think we're going to try and go like RTS.
Yeah,
So-
that was the genre we were talking about. So we definitely want to jump in there and go back to my roots. What about you, Taylor? Is RTS? Did you grow up on RTS games?
I did. For me, it was
Yeah.
definitely the Stronghold series, which shoutouts to Stronghold Warlords that just actually released a day ago. So
Damn, maybe
Yeah.
we'll pick that up one day. Yeah, I grew up on Age of Empires. That's probably like the first game I ever played.
all still full priced, believe it or not.
Fucking- that is insane, legit. Like when I saw Sins of Solar Empire on there for 80, I'm like, this is a joke. Like,
yeah, a
there's no way that
2011
game-
game.
there's no way that game came out at that price either. Like, I feel like
Classic.
$80 is like a new price for next gen games and stuff. They're like, oh, let's just raise it.
I'm just waiting until he gets you to play like a fucking Jurassic Park game, you know? Like, I'm just waiting for that day. Even though I did have the idea, because we'll have to wait till COVID's over, because we got to do it in person, or even just I'll go to one person's house to commentate. But Carl had sent me for Christmas that wrestling game, and I do want to do that, the GM mode, where you guys draft a roster.
Ooh.
Wrestlers you don't even know, but you see who can put on the better show for a month. Not like a real-time month, like in the game month. I would be very interested to see what type of shows you book. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. These guys have lots of good ideas. So go over there, and if you have Amazon, please throw us a free sub. It literally just takes 5 minutes. Well, maybe not for Jessica. It might take a little longer, but it takes a little bit of time, and then you can throw us a free sub and do that every month. We're going to be tweeting out, but that helps us out. And yeah, because you guys support us on Patreon, all these other things, that's how we get more content. You see why we do 3 casts a week. We're doing Twitch chats because you guys keep supporting. So the more you support, the more good stuff you get. So, and yes, if people wonder what this is the thing that holds up Woody. My life replica Woody. It goes on his back of his neck and everything like that.
I
So-
thought you were talking about like your like a penis. You just fucking pin it
yeah,
up
if
on there.
everyone's wondering what
Just
this
got a
is my
hard-on.
dick. Yeah.
Just
Like a
like
hard
I
on.
set my dick on it every once in a while. Holds up my
Emily,
Woody.
look at that. Yeah, I just wrap it. No, that's too small. No, like I just
Ew.
I just got hard talking about creating podcast content. You know, why do you think I started the podcast network? Oh, 10 shows. Oh, no. So here we go. There's not much news to talk about. So before we get in the Snyder Cut, and because that's next week, this is kind of like the final preview because like we have that, and then the after nine's gonna be the preview for Falcon Winter Soldier. That's a week away, and like we said, our time we all work. So what we're doing is we're getting off right away. We're getting off work right away, and then we're gonna be watching all 4 hours, and we'll review it, and it'll be probably on the Friday. You'll have.
Review it on the Friday. Yeah.
No, there will be a review for the fans on the Friday. We are reviewing it Thursday. But before we get in that, Taylor, there's no way for you to pull up the Resident Evil poster in this chat, right? Like, because if you share a screen, it messes up the video version, right?
You want like everyone in the chat to be able to see it?
Well, if not, that's fine. They can search it up. It's just like what chat?
I'll just
I'm not talking.
like because I can pop it on like the stream screen if you want.
Okay, and then send it to everybody because the only reason is because like Facebook's doing that algorithm thing where they like send it later on, and I just want to get your opinion. So it's the new Resident Evil movie coming out, and it's a poster. It's like red and it has the title, but like, am I alone? And this is why I'm gonna start with you, Tara. Like, and maybe you like it. Am I alone in thinking that that's a terrible poster as far as like them making the R and the E black and then the rest of the letters white? Like every time I look at that poster, I don't see the R and the E until I like have to focus. I just see Resident Evil. Like I don't see those other ones. Like, and I don't know, Taylor, because you do this for like, am I wrong? Like it doesn't look good. But like Taylor, you do this for a living. You do things like this doing grad design. Like, do you like should it be reversed? Or am I in the wrong here? I just feel like the black with that dark red does not go good. And every time I see it, I don't like. I'm like that's like it's like a brain teaser.
Yeah, my professional opinion is not good at all. Like
No, you can't even. When I looked at it in this chat, you couldn't even. I can't even see the
Yeah.
letters.
So
No,
in
you
their
can't.
defense, when I agree with you, Travis, when I saw it like just from afar in the chat, I definitely couldn't see the R or the E. But once I like popped it up big, I mean, it's a little bit more clear, but I feel like that's just like Like, Taylor, you learned that like day one of your
Well,
graphic
it's
design
just- it's
school not to do
just-
shit like that.
Yeah, it's very sloppy typography, to be honest. Like, again,
Yeah.
you have so much contrast going on with the red and the black.
And like
And sorry, go ahead.
the cast, the cast too, or like the character names. I can't even see them.
No.
It's
Well,
worse.
I
yeah.
like again, like I like that idea, and I think they were on the right trajectory, but it's not there. Again, yeah, the black R and the black E just don't work because they blend in with the black trees in the background. It's just, yeah, they were doing something, but they definitely didn't finish it. It was like their boss like wanted them to rush it out like Cyberpunk or something.
The movie's coming out September 3rd. The shit fall. Like they had so much time to make a they had so much time to make a poster.
I wasn't expecting September actually, because I thought they were doing like a live action Netflix series, and then now that's an anime, and now we're getting this, which I didn't realize they were doing a movie. So
Oh yeah, it's a pretty good cast too. Like there's some people in it. I'm excited. I know you love those old Resident Evils, and that's great. But I want some more of the classic stuff.
they're
you know?
they're
So,
like major blockbusters overseas. Like they were making bank over there.
yeah.
The Mila films, like the
Yeah.
like the latest ones where they still like make. Oh, actually,
Yeah,
we talked about.
we were
this.
talking about
We
yeah.
went through all
Travis
the
was
old
pulling up
films,
the
yeah.
numbers and it was like blasted
That was
away.
mind-boggling. Yeah.
I was surprised how successful they really were. But
Yeah,
people like
I've
them.
always liked those movies. It was in like the same category with like the underworld films, and like
Oh,
I just
yeah.
loved watching those back in the day. I felt like Blade was kind of in the same
Monster
sort
Hunter
of thing,
fits
too.
right in there, Kirkland. You gotta watch it.
I probably will watch it with my dad. I feel like it's a good movie for him and I.
It's a father-son movie for sure.
Yeah. But for like because this is like the game Resident Evil, right? Like those names, Jill Valentine,
Yeah.
Leon. Like that's okay. I'm interested because I wanted to get in them. I had a buddy like lend me Resident Evil 2. I played like the intro and I got scared, so I turned it off. Maybe I'll stream it. I gain confidence when I stream scary games for some reason, but
Yeah, you think that's gonna scare me?
Yeah, that was the best clip. Everything that's gonna scare me. 8 seconds later, oh Jesus!
yeah, I don't think this film's gonna scare me, and then I'll do a little commentary. But, anyways, I'm intrigued. Fall, it doesn't seem that far away. I don't know.
Shit though, that's like September if you ask me. Let's see. Anything else, Jessica? Do you have any feelings on this poster?
Yeah, I definitely don't think the black was a smart choice, and I really question why the character names are back there, not any of the actors.
I agree 100%. Because I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get like the hardcore fans to be like, this is based on the characters you know and love. Because
Right.
they have some stars in there, but not like too many recognizable names in the cast. Like nothing like I think it's a good cast, but no one like you would get. So I think I get what they're going for, but I don't think Resident Evil is like that classic of a franchise where it's like. Like we were talking about Justice League. If you in the background have like Batman, Superman, where you're like, okay, I know all these people. I don't think anyone walking by that poster, maybe 1 out of 20 people know who the fuck Jill Valentine is. You know, other than like, oh, is it that porn star I used to watch? No, it's not. It's a Resident Evil character name.
Honestly, I was trying to figure out who these actors were because I assumed they were actors, and I'm like Brad Vickers, Anna Long. I'm like, I have no idea who
Adam
these
Long.
people are. So, to me, I don't think that was a smart choice because to me it just seems like it's a bunch of no-name actors, and there's, if that's what they were going for, great. If it is a bunch of no-name actors, but to me it doesn't seem like a smart choice.
Yeah.
Adam
That-
Long is actually Adam Driver's real name, but they said you gotta change it for a stage name because he's a pretty big guy though.
Just to clarify, though, I will say that I've only played one Resident Evil 6, because that was one of the only games, if I'm not mistaken, that they finally took away that stupid turn and then walk control.
Yeah,
I hate
Oh, yeah.
that control so much.
you gotta play
Oh,
the
yeah.
remakes.
The remakes are good.
Did they finally
From what I
remove
played.
that more?
Yeah.
Mm.
No, totally.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
because
check
I
it out.
remember playing one like briefly on PS1, and yeah, it was so clunky.
I got for PlayStation Plus. They did just the remake or the remaster, so it's just like like Resident Evil
Same
1 done.
mechanics though.
Yeah. Oh, it
Okay.
was brutal to play through again. So that's why I'm excited to. I've bought the remakes. I haven't played them yet. They're sitting in my library, but I will. I want to try and play them before May because that's when the new one comes out. But
Yeah, I feel like like again, playing devil's advocate here, trying to defend them. Like maybe if you're like a hardcore fan of that game series and you see all these characters that have kind of been in their own games and just seeing them all together, it's like holy shit, this is kind of hype. I get all my fun Resident Evil characters in one screen. But and then just getting back to the Black R and the E, like, do people call it like, oh, dude, I'm gonna play some RE this weekend? Like,
I think so. Yeah.
really? RE?
Oh, actually?
Just call it.
I've seen. Well, I've seen it hyphen to that, like shortened to that. I feel
Oh,
like.
okay.
Could
I
be
don't
like,
think I have. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Actually,
like maybe.
well, no, I see more res, like res 2, res 3. So that's what I'm thinking. Like they just take the first 3 letters. So
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard anyone call it that before. So I was gonna say like I feel like if it's I can't even think of an example, but something that like people just call by like the first 2 letters, like maybe I would defend them more there. But for me personally, I've never called it RE or something.
Yeah.
So terrible post. Dude, you should do your own, and we'll pitch it to them.
My
And
own
maybe-
poster
maybe
of
you get-
this. It's funny because when I was looking at it, I was like, I totally have like a better idea that I should do for it. So maybe I'll try.
Yeah. Call Johannes. Johannes Roberts, whatever his name is.
Johannesburg.
Yeah, that guy.
Well, Kirklin talked about people getting together next week. 2 things people are getting together. People are going to get together to watch Snyder Cut because the heroes are getting together. Those are transitions, folks. That's what I got. But finally, after we have 2017, you can go on our Patreon. We just watched that movie, the original cut, but it is 4 years later now, and we're getting the Snyder Cut. Something that's been talked about, something that's been debated. We've had it as a topic many times before, talking about like, would it happen, would it not? I've been through the gamut thinking it didn't exist, to like, oh, it might exist, but they're not going to pay for it, to, oh, wow, they're actually paying for it. So it's been a wide kind of range of emotions. We're going to talk about the teasers, and then we're going to talk about the leaks, because I don't know how much Jessica and Kirkland know about this leak story. I think you saw the article, but and then we're going to talk about these also storyboards that came out. These are all stuff I'll fill you in. But what is your guys' anticipation level for next week? It's going to drop on Crave for us. And Kirkland, I'll start with you. What are you expecting out of the 4-hour Justice League movie? What is your out of 10? What is your hype level right now? And obviously, you can talk about the teaser a little bit because we just watched. People think we might get one more kind of mini trailer, but this was, I think, a big showcase to like it's showing off everybody. You even got the villain trailer, stuff like that. So it's showing you all the players, and I think it's trying its best to remind you of like, hey, if you haven't seen it for a while, this is what Justice League is, but also this is new stuff, or these are new characters or new lines and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah, so I've gone through different phases of hype levels on this. I really didn't care for a long time. Like when people were just yelling about it online, I'm like, that's never gonna happen. And then I kind of was eating my words when it actually is happening now. And then I think the first time, or it must have been when we watched like BVS and just doing some retros leading up to it, I was kind of getting hyped because I'm just seeing these characters on screen. Superman. Like when I watched Man of Steel for the first time, I'm excited to see Henry Cavill and like stuff like that on screen.
Yeah.
So I was getting hyped for that, and then I felt like it just kind of dipped, just because I wasn't really following like a lot of the like the storyboard stuff that you were talking about, other than maybe what we talked about on cast or what I saw on Twitter. And like honestly, I feel like my hype's kind of been dipping.
Wow.
Like maybe just plateaued at like a 6.5. I'm like 6.5 hype level. When I saw like the updated Steppenwolf, I got really excited. And then when I saw Dark, I always have to ask, is it Darkseid?
Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Okay.
He's not Darkseid, he's
Why don't I
Darkseid.
just spell it properly then?
I don't know. I didn't create the character.
Give you my Darkseid. When I saw him like on that trailer today, I honestly just felt like he's like a side boss and Steppenwolf should be the main boss. Like I just feel like he looks like shit in comparison to Steppenwolf. That's my brutal opinion.
Wait, like,
That's why my nickname was Mini Boss, because he just seems like this like Steppen's like bodyguard. I don't know. He just looks dumb in my opinion.
You think Darkseid looks dumb?
Yeah, he literally looks like that Halo boss that we were all laughing about when they showed off that trailer.
Wow. Okay. No, he does
I'm gonna
not.
get so much flack for the.
Just lost 70% of our following.
I don't think he looked like. Hey, so when we had that first trailer, he was looking a little iffy, but I still like. I think he looks fantastic, and these are legitimately the exact same people that created Thanos, like same company, everything like that. So it's the same. Like
Yeah.
I think in the trailer, like CGI wise, he looks phenomenal. I really do. I'm surprised.
I don't think like his CGI looks bad at all. Like I don't think the quality is bad. I just think like his overall character appearance, like he's just naked, butt ass naked, just got out of the shower or something.
He
And
has
then
pants on.
I have Steppenwolf, like a full gold armor, looking just glistening, looking awesome. And then
Is he
becomes
too
Chris-
much though? Like that's the thing of like there's a lot of spikes and there's like a lot of like he's very shiny. You know, that's the thing. Like I like Darkseid. That I like them both, but I'm surprised you have such like a like it's so far apart for you on that. I was surprised, but hey, to each their own. So a 6.5 is what you're rocking right now with your excitement.
Yeah, my
You had to
hype
think.
level. Okay.
Oh, we've
Hey,
lost Kirkland. See the
I didn't
the
know that
DC.
he looked more like minimalist. I don't know if that's the word to choose. Like Thanos is just a Titan. Like he doesn't wear any extravagant gear or anything like that. It looks like Darkseid's kind of the same thing.
DC's attacking his
Oh.
internet
I
bandwidth.
guess they did
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good job about to care for that. I've already seen it on Thanos, so I think the character in general.
Taylor, can you let him know we can't hear him? That he's paused. So Kirkland, I told Kirkland, I literally like told him turn your mic down a bit, and then he did, and I said turn it up, and then when he did that, he was gone. So I think he's back. Well, there he is. So yeah, people were not happy with Kirkland's opinion right there, talking about 6.5 and he's gone. So. Jessica, what
I
about
don't know what
you?
happened there. That was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Your mic's sounding good now. I don't know what happened. It's the Snyder stuff. You talked about it. They hacked our servers and everything. But you were the last point I was going to say. You were talking about. Were you either confirming
actually-
your 6.5, or were you changing your score lower or higher there as far as your level of excitement?
6.5 hype level. When I saw Flash doing his good run again, oh my god, I'm not excited to see that for 4 hours.
Jessica, what do you he's causing some good situations. Jessica, what do you feel about this as far as excitement level? And did any of those teasers stick out for you? Because you watched, there were 6 of them, and there was the villain one. Did any of those kind of sell you anymore? Or did it kind of leave you as like a meh, kind of similar? Obviously, I don't think you're a fan of the Flash's running either. You know, I'm not. I don't like it. I do like that. I feel we're going to get, because we watched Justice League, I feel like we're going to get a Flash that is a bit more serious. Now, you and Taylor like his comedy, so it might be a down thing for you. But for me, I like this trailer because he seems like, I don't know what I'm expecting more. I like the speedster stuff of him literally like running with his shoes and they like just blow off his body and stuff. So there's some cool stuff there. But did any of these teasers stick out for you? There's a minute and a half tops.
Anyway, yeah, I think that it definitely brought up my hype level more so watching these. I think there was a lot of fun kind of little clips that we didn't have watching the OG one. I think had I not just recently watched the OG one and remembered how bad it was, it might be a little different where I might kind of be like, I don't know if this is any different than the last one, but seeing, like you were talking about the clips of Flash, you know, the shoes ripping off were super fun. Having him rescue that girl and then kind of having
Iris West, that's his love interest, and obviously she was cut from the theatrical movie. She's like his main love interest in the comic. She's in the show. She was going to be in the movie. Obviously she got cut, and it was also announced today that she's going to be back for the Flash movie, so they're keeping that actress, so that's good for her.
Yeah, so I think, you know, it's fun to see that there'll be a little more character depth there, because his character little piece definitely seemed to be the longest. And I like Ezra Miller, so I'm excited for that, and I'm happy about that. I don't think that there was anything all that exciting about Aquaman, or like I don't even really remember Wonder Woman or Batman's.
Oh, she said the B word. She said the B word. So so here's 2 things of why I'll tell you I'm excited for Batman. 3 things. 1, he's Batman, so always get excited about that. 2, This was obviously you heard it now in the different trailers, but when it first dropped, it was the first time we actually ever heard in all of this for years, even though the actor was cast, which is so funny. There's this actor named Ray Porter, not Ray Fisher. Ray Porter, he was cast as Darkseid, but for years he could never confirm it because he got cut and he signed an NDA. So last year he could finally confirm it, but there was a solid 3 years where Justice League had been out, but because they cut Darkseid entirely, he wasn't allowed to say anything. So for years this guy knew that he played like the DC version of Thanos over at Marvel and couldn't say anything. So this was the first time we heard him speak. He's just like that big, deep, like growly voice. Like that's him. So it's like whatever. It was just like a fun moment. But the reason I'm excited, why I think other people are, is because there's that one Lex Luthor line that is completely new, wasn't in the theatrical, and it wasn't in BVS. So it's him saying like, I can give you something. Oh, you need help with the Batman. And it's very interesting because there's a villain in this played by, do you know who Joe Manganiello is, Jessica? The second you search him up, try to spell that last name, you would know him. But he's playing this character named Deathstroke. The original Ben Affleck Batman movie was supposed to be about this character just going after Batman, ruining his life. But we don't know that for sure. I'm just very excited to see who Lex is speaking to and what does that mean as far as like, oh, you want this information on Batman? And we're going to talk about that too because there's talk of like, hey, will we get more or anything like that? But Taylor, do any of these teasers excite me? Where's your excitement ever? I know Jessica's going to give me her rating, but I thought she was searching up Joe. Are you searching up Joe right now?
I mean, I already have Joe up.
Okay, you got Joe. Okay, you've seen him before, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he's in this movie. He's like his head shaven, and he's playing. He's going to be pretty much costumed up and whatnot. But so yeah, now that you've seen Joe, what is your excitement as far as that? I think that's the only reason why the Batman thing has gotten people excited because there's some dialogue choices where it's like, okay, that's the first time I heard that character, and it's new stuff from Lex. Who Lex hasn't been confirmed to be in this, but I imagine he should be in it somewhere, even if by like obviously his voice is. But I imagine he's going to pop up somewhere.
So I do want to throw out as well that well, obviously things like that didn't mean as much to me. I'm not as into the comic book world enough for that to have clicked and to made this huge difference. But kind of what I was getting to is I like that, the kind of lesser characters, Ezra Miller's Flash and Cyborg, both of them really kind of got a spotlight in these. They're a lot longer than, Aquaman's kind of seemed meh. Just characters we've already known from their own movies. So I enjoyed that they got more screen time and more of kind of a background to them. I don't know what. I mean, I feel like Kirklin's 6.5, maybe a 7, maybe a little bit more than a 6.5. I feel more confident in this one than I did in the OG.
Mm-hmm. Jon Snow, Taylor Field. What about you over there?
I
Love
don't,
the theatrical.
I don't want it. Yeah, I mean, I do like the theatrical, other original one, I guess you could say. As for this one, I mean, I voiced my thoughts on getting a trailer like every day, which found it to be kind of like bland, but I'd be lying if I said, watch, my internet's gonna shit on me now. I'd be lying if I said my excitement also wasn't dropping a little bit, just because I feel like it's just getting like Snyder Cut fatigue. But I mean, I'm excited to see the movie. I'm excited to see all these new things that they've done with it, and it is coming up quick, so that's good. But yeah, it's just, as far as these trailers go for each hero, I think that was cool. I think it was warranted. I wish they were spaced out by like a month each instead of like 6 hours, it felt like.
Well, I think, is it different though that it's not theatrical and it's streaming? Because I feel like if a movie's going to theaters, you would space it out. But I feel like with streaming, like there's sometimes Netflix, we get a trailer for a movie like 2 weeks before it's out, and then it's out. Like I feel like with streaming, they want to do it very close to when it's going to release, so you have that instant like, oh, I should get HBO Max right now.
Well, they countered that. They put out the movie really close to its release. So
well, we'll get into that. That was not there's a big conspiracy of if it was a thing or whatnot.
I definitely want to know the conspiracy.
Okay, Jessica of GeekVerse podcast.
Was this all just released via Twitter? All these
yeah,
videos?
and Vero.
What the hell is Vero?
Vero is another social media thing that Snyder's really big on.
So, I mean, you have to, from a social media standpoint, if that's what you're using to advertise. I mean, every 6 hours, I mean, anyone who runs any type of Facebook page or Twitter page knows that one video might get 100 views and then one might get 3,000. I think that it just makes sense to, if you flood your feed with them every couple hours, then people have to see it. It's, you're kind of cornering anyone who's on the market at any specific time.
Yeah. What about you, Kirklin? Do you think it's been too much promotion?
I think it'll be
Oof.
fine. You guys are all glitchy for me, so I'm assuming I'm all glitchy for you. Hopefully, you can just fix it with the audio feed, or the Audacity feed afterwards. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really see them. I just got the collection video at the end, so it didn't really bother me. But haven't really been on Twitter too much. Hopefully, I wasn't glitching out too much for that.
A little at the beginning. You got to get that fiber, that fiber going on. So
Is this Vero?
Fiverr.
Is this Vero app like dedicated to the Snyder Cut?
So it kind of is, but not like it wasn't made for let's get the Snyder Cut. It's just that I think Snyder was like one of the first like big celebrities to be on it, and a lot of his followers went over there. And I feel like if you're a fan of the Snyder Cut and the movement, you have to have a Vero account. So I do not.
So
have a
Dylan
Vero
is
account.
like an avid Vero.
You should tell him we're all moving over there, and then just leave him there alone. And all he sees is Snyder Cut stuff. But no, I'm pretty excited. I DC does a good thing of like they always have good trailers. I've said this before that I think at the end of the day when I see the movie I'll feel similar to BVS where I think I will like it, but I don't know if I will love it. I think I'll have some problems with it. So I've kind of felt like that about every other Snyder movie. So because he's a very kind of distinct style, but I liked all the teasers. I actually didn't watch the Wonder Woman or Cyborg one until we were about to do this because I had that thing of like I am already sold. I think I'm at like an 8. I think that's where I am. I think for me it's just like I'm excited for new footage that we haven't seen before, all that Nightmare stuff. I'm not like Kirkland. I'm excited for Darkseid. I think he looks great. I think because the whole thing is why he looks like a mini boss. I don't think he's supposed to be a mini boss. I think he's supposed to be the guy that they hold off on because the two big things that also happened last week were, one, the leak, and we'll get into that in a second, but two was the storyboard. So what happened is in Texas, Snyder, like for promotion and whatnot, and Warner Brothers, they put up this exhibit, and it had all these props and stuff from his DC movies and everything like that, and it had a bunch of the outfits from the Nightmare scenes, and they had actual new pictures from them, and the new ones filmed and everything like that, so they have like Joker's outfit, stuff like that. But then they also in one room it was a whole wall of storyboards that he had made, and him and Jeff Johns, a comic book writer who's had some controversy the past few months, but it was for Justice League 2 and 3. The first person in that exhibit took photos of it, and then they posted on Twitter. They got taken down by Warner Brothers, and then the whole museum got like shut down for a bit, and then they let people in there, and they said you could go in but only take pictures of few things. Today they released it kind of, but it's so far away. But luckily there's fans out there that screenshot all the storyboards. You can find the story. It's like you can see everything written, everything like that. So I think the hope is, and what people are trying to get into now, that this film hopefully will be so successful you'll get 2 and 3. And before I ask that question, the leak is what happened this week. It was a Monday, is when you went to, for 2 hours, when you went to go watch Tom and Jerry, it would play Zack Snyder's Justice League. And there's lots of controversy as far as like, was this an honest mistake or was this a conspiracy? Because there is, if you follow it, there is like half of Warner Brothers that is a fan of Snyder's work and wants this out there, and there's like another half that like doesn't want it out there. So people have kind of theorized, like, did they try and get it out there? Did it leak and stuff like that on purpose? Because the Phantom trailer leaked, other things leaked. But yeah, that's your conspiracy theory. That people think that the side of Warner Brothers that does not want Snyder's movie to continue is because here's the thing. Next week, and the reason I'm talking about this is next week, finally it's brass tacks. This whole like talking about like how big could it be? We'll know the weekend after how big it will be. We'll know by downloads, watches, and stuff like that. So the idea is if the people that don't want to be successful put it out there, people will watch it on torrent sites or watch it on streaming sites instead of HBO or Crave, and it would hurt the play count. What do you think, Tia? Because you love conspiracies. Do you buy into that as far as it was put out there on purpose?
If you want a conspiracy theory, I'll just say it was Zack Snyder that released all these leaks.
Well, no, it definitely wasn't him. He doesn't control HBO Max. He can't hit the play button there.
someone trying to make money off the show. They're like, "Oops, let's get."
Well,
this
some people
out
have
there
speculated
accidentally."
that it was put out on purpose to create buzz,
Yeah.
but
That's my
a lot of
tinfoil
stuff
hat theory.
leaked. Like I didn't look at it, but like the first image of Martian Manhunter leaked, and I feel like you wouldn't want that out there. You'd want to save that. So So what about you, Taylor?
I mean, it's hard to say. I guess, like, as all these people are coming together to like ruin Zack Snyder and send him into the ground, or what's really going on here. Again, I feel like a lot of these movie companies have their own agendas and their own egos and policies and stuff.
Yes.
So when it comes to sabotaging a director, again, who's not taking any pennies for this project, which says a lot.
He is doing it for free. Yeah.
He's doing it for free. I think that hurts a lot of people's egos in the industry, and a lot of people are probably like, this guy, let's get him the fuck out of here. He's.
Well, and I think there's been a change of guard, but there's still like a few people left over from when the first, and the biggest one being when the president, Toby Emmerich, he was around in 2017 when they did this to him. So that's where it's kind of like, well, would they do it again? But until I'll start with you on this one. So next week is finally, we're here. We've had all these trailers, have all these reveals, Joker's in a Dark Side, posters. And the hope is that, and people have said that, maybe there can be a Justice League 2 and 3 because the storyboard's gone. I think he purposely put that in that exhibit. He let someone take a photo, and it got out there so people could hear these ideas. And you go look at it. I'm not going to talk about them if you don't. And even Zack Snyder says there's not spoilers now because he would make different films now and take some of those ideas. But I think he deliberately let that get out there so people would now, just like the Snyder Cut, being like, well, I want that. The second this movie ends, people are going to be like, well, if they like it, they want more. I think he's secretly putting those feeds around. But next week is like the put up a shut moment. Do you think, like, we know the hardcores will be there. They'll be watching it. But do you think that this will transcend and will this be a hit that they will say, hey, we got to make more of this? Like, what do you think now, as we've been through this for years talking about it, we've seen everything, what do you think it's going to do in the next few weeks here once it goes live next Thursday?
I mean, I feel, again, it's only the diehard fans that are the people that are well versed in this world of geek stuff that are probably gonna like go running with this. Again, like my parents, no, they have no idea this is a thing. I think a lot of people don't know that this is a thing still. Again, like you said, like it's really only these trailers are only dropping on Twitter and fucking Vero or whatever that is. So there's not a huge like marketing that's been done with this, except everyone that bought Tom and Jerry, and little Jimmy's like, I can't wait to watch that mouse, and Batman's just beating the shit out of people. So
there is billboards and whatnot in New York and Los Angeles too, so there's physical marketing out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I feel like it's gonna do like good, but I really do think it's just so, I don't want to say overhyped, but I think a fraction of it is to a degree that I don't want to say that. I wish I had another word for that, but I don't think it's going to last a very, very long time. I think it'll be very popular for a month to 2 months, and then I think it's really going to fizz out because, again, you have everything that Marvel's doing, and at the end of the day, these DC fans can say and they can compare Marvel stuff to DC and say Marvel's copying DC and all that stuff, but like Marvel's putting out all this consistent stuff right now, and after, like, with WandaVision ending, who's going to ride off that success? Is it going to be Justice League or is it going to be Falcon and Winter Soldier? I'm pretty sure it's going to be Falcon and Winter Soldier expanding on the stories, so...
Unless you didn't like the finale, they have that thing where it's like some people were disappointed in the finale of WandaVision because there's like they didn't have these huge cameos or whatnot. Like, my thing is because you said that, and that's the thing about being overhyped. Because I listen to, thanks to the Ultimate Alliance guys now, and because the charity stream, I listen to a lot more DC podcasts, and I like to do. My dad, before Fox News got like really fucking crazy, he would like, he's definitely on the left, but he would always listen to him. I'd be like, why do you listen to them? Like when I was younger, like why do you listen to him? Like they don't share any of your views. And he's like, well, that's why you have to listen to them because like you always want to hear what the other side's talking about. You want to know, like, get their perspective. So there's some podcasts that I listen to that absolutely just trash on Marvel, think it's the worst and good shit, blah, blah, blah. So when they talk about it, and I always want to, like, and I know some of them personally, but I always sometimes bug them or I want to tell them, but I don't because I don't want to rain their parade. And I just go, like, they just talk about, like, they say, oh, it's going to be bigger than Wonder Woman. It's going to be this massive success. Like, this movie's going to be mega. And that's where I feel like it is overhyped. I think it could be successful, and I feel like maybe we could get a sequel or something like that. But I don't think it's going to just like be massive. But I guess the only thing I do wonder is if in COVID, if it gets enough hype, like will random people just watch for the sake of I got nothing else to watch, which is a lie because there's so much to watch. But like a big movie, it's 4 hours, it's a superhero movie. We haven't got a superhero movie since Wonder Woman, and then after that, it's been since New Mutants, which I'm not even gonna say that's big, and Spider-Man: Far From Home. So it's like, does that fill the void? And that's where it's just like I am very interested because next week we'll finally know. We've always wondered, is it just this crowd of definitely tons of people, but are they just super loud, or will that spread throughout? And I really don't know. I'm 50-50 when you ask me as far as will we get more of these. I could see it blowing up because the circumstances, sure, and I kind of want it to. I kind of don't for the people that are like super toxic, like those assholes. Like, no, you don't want them to be right. But what about you, Kirkland? Next week is like the put up or shut up. Like, do you think this can expand past the comic book stuff? Because that's how these comic movies are successful. It's not just the hardcores. You need the mainstream. You need our parents. You need people like that.
Yeah, I won't talk shit here. I don't want to lose my internet again. So, I know
Snyder's watching.
Yeah, he's hacking me. I'm really interested to see how it does, like numbers wise, because I feel like if it comes out, maybe like the big release, like everyone that's gonna be watching it is the people that have been following it. I don't think like the mainstream will just tune in that day, randomly just pick it up and watch it there. I feel like if the movie is spectacular, like actually like 2.5 times better than what we got in that first film, I think there's a chance that it could lead to more sequels because maybe everyone's just talking about it. Like, you've seen this movie? Like, it's on HBO Max, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I have HBO Max. I'll check that out." Obviously, it's not really applicable to us Canadians up here in the north.
But Crave, right? Same thing. It'll be on Crave.
Right. It'll be on Crave. Yeah. But I'm very intrigued that way because I feel like there is a chance that this movie is spectacular. Like, I'm not gonna say.
Do you mean spectacular in the sense of like quality, or just spectacular like it's a spectacle to watch? Like it's a big movie. Like it's a water. Yeah. Okay.
Because I felt like my biggest issue with the first Justice League, there's a lot of things wrong with it, but my biggest issue was that it just wasn't on that level of like a big collaboration. Like these are superheroes, so many of them coming together to make this super movie. Something, I hate to compare them, but like something that we got in Avengers. Like that was a spectacular film. So I think it does have to have that element. And just from what I've seen in the trailers in this new Snyder version, I have been getting glimpses of that. So I think that's where like my glimmer of hope has been. But for me personally, I just haven't been like too attached to this film. Like there's a lot of people out there that if this movie sucks ass, they're going to be devastated. And that's not me because I'm just not that invested in it. But
and then there's a group of people that there's two groups as well. Like there's going to be people that hate it no matter what. And then there's going to be people that love it no matter what, which sucks because like you can't get a gauge. So it's just like you won't get a gauge like the first 2 days because those two people are going to be out loud and proud. Because there's already, you can look at my Twitter, someone like share, and I always say this, the people that don't care about Rotten Tomatoes talk about the most. There's this account of saying, okay, we got to start getting our accounts ready to, uptick the fan vote. So, like, because people are going to attack it negatively.
That's the most rigged thing I've ever heard, and I've seen some rigged things.
Well, yeah.
On this cast.
Yeah. Check out check out the trial of Taylor. We talked about rigged things for 2 hours, but no, like that thing where it's like I just said like I wish I had the time. I wish I'd ever had the time in my life to have that much time in my hands to be able to just go rigging. Like I'm gonna make 10 accounts and everything like that. So before we continue, Kirkland, we should probably take our first ad break because we haven't taken an ad break at all. So we are about to take our first ad break, and we'll be right back.
Dead air.
Now, the funny thing is I just did this ad break thing on YouTube for the very first time, but I don't know when it's ended, so that's a good thing, so I'll have to look at that.
So you click the button, and then it says, like, run ad? Because that's what it's like for Twitch. Twitch, there's just, like, a run ad button, and then it'll do, like, a 60-second
When I hit
ad.
the ad button, it just said ad inserted.
Oh.
So I'm not sure if while we're talking it's going or just stops, so who knows? I'll find out when I watch this back.
Yeah. I feel like maybe it'll start when you hit the button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, maybe you could be right. I'll look into it. But we're back. So, yeah, we're still talking about this. So, Kirkland, you're about to make a point.
Yeah.
We're talking about the camps of people loving or hating it.
Well, yeah, and, like, just doubling back to what I was saying about, like, how this film to be successful, I feel like it has to be not only on that just big spectacle level, but also a quality level. I'm not saying it has to be a 10 out of 10 movie, but I think it has to be a significant, because this movie I felt like is so attached to like Twitter and social media. It sounds like Vero now, but like it's such a social media thing. Like this is literally how it's been born, right? Because people were just barking about it online.
Yeah.
And if the movie is amazing, I mean, no matter what happens, people are gonna be talking about this on Twitter for at least
They've been talking about it for fucking 5 years now, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but if this movie's like so good that everyone's talking about it, like, man, you got to see this film. Like, I think there is chance that it could pick up traction and like get a ball moving for like kind of a Justice League series. I don't know, like maybe a trio.
well, people, talk about whether it be two movies or a series. I don't even think it has to be spectacular. I just think it has to be the same way as BVS, where people have to feel strongly about it one way or another, and like genuinely feel that way, not just like the fake people. Like, I feel like you have to watch it and be like, hey, I really didn't like that, or I really like that, and then there could be a debate further. Because like the spectacular thing works as well, but if it's a talking point, because you got to get people to see. Because I know, and I've heard this again from some of my DC podcasts, where it's like people, they're gonna watch it and then just leave it on repeat. One, to watch it, but then two, just like to like get the view count and everything. Here's the thing, and I don't know for sure. I don't know. I don't have the exact stats. I don't work at HBO Max. I don't have the Tom and Jerry access. But I guarantee you, there is a statistic way to look at, okay, how many hours has it been watched? How many times did account watch it? But how many per accounts have watched it? So it's like, I feel like if they're looking at the accounts, if I have it and I watch it 50 times, but then you three watch it once, you three are more valuable. You know why? Because you would cost more subscriptions. You would pay 3 times subscription than me just paying once to watch it 50 times. To me, that doesn't matter. So people, go ahead and do that. I'm not saying don't do that. Enjoy it, fine. But like, I don't think that's going to work. You're not going to be able to game the system, because I feel like they'll know. And if they don't, then that's just a terrible, like, that's a terrible system if you don't know who watched it. But I feel like there's a way to look like, okay, this many accounts have watched it, and that's what they need. If enough people subscribe to it or accounts check it out, like if they look at their HBO Max subscriptions, which I think they're like 18 million because they're just starting out and they're not global, and if they look and they're like, hey, 70% of the people subscribed has watched this, then it's worth doing more.
Right.
But I think it's a percentage or people watching, not how many or how many hours. I think a definite to it is, as well as, let's say all 4 of us were to watch it, and 2 out of 4 of us only watched 2 hours of it and never went back to it. I think that's another thing that they would look and be like, okay, that's not good. Because if people aren't finishing it, why would we invest in more of it? I don't think they may tout it that week, and it's like, oh, this many people watched it. And it's like, yeah, but does a watch just count for 5 minutes? Like, I'd want to know, like, what's the full watch? Because if people just watch halfway through and get bored and leave it, that's not worth more money.
So,
that's...
in these streaming services, do they get stats like that? Like, oh, this guy gave up after 2 minutes.
They should, yeah, and they give us those stats sometimes, but like they don't have like.
Does it count if you just like stop at the like credits? They're like, oh, this guy didn't finish the film.
Well, there's like Netflix, and that's where they game the system too. Like they can say like Jessica, big fan of Queen's Gambit, but technically when like it's the most watched show, technically if you just watch 2 minutes, you count as a view of watching that show. So it's like, yeah, sure, someone watched that show, but it's like, you only watched a fraction of it, you know, and that's the same thing that could be here. But
right,
yeah. What about you, Jessica? As far as like, if we could get more down the line, what do you think? Because obviously, you know, I don't think your mom's talking about it. Oh, well, Kirklin's gonna interrupt you again.
I got a quick question before we go to Jessica here.
Right.
You might have talked about this while I was glitching out there, but like, what's the relationship with like Snyder and Warner Brothers?
Oh, yeah, so we did talk about that. It's very 50-50, where it seems like 50%, which there's kind of 2 companies. There's Warner Media and Warner Brothers. Warner Media was the people that are tied to AT&T. It seems like they are either for Snyder, but they're the one that greenlit this happening, where Warner Brothers, not a fan of that. They're the ones that have been kind of tied to that, some of the allegations with Ray Fisher that we talked about a few weeks ago. So it's like, it seems like it's a company very divided as far as we want more of this, or fuck this guy, we don't want more of it.
It's interesting because like that has to be a factor, right? And like if we're getting sequels and stuff, if they're just like, well, like I guess this guy gets his 1 movie, but after that we're just done with this asshole, you know, like in their words, whatever.
Well, like the president of DC Films said this film is a cul-de-sac. It is, so obviously if you don't know what that means, it's a road that leads to nowhere. Yeah, it's you don't know what that means? Yeah, it's a road that leads to nowhere. It's just like it's gonna.
I know what a cul-de-sac is. I've never heard it in like media term before.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, like, and I agree with people, even as someone that's not like the biggest fan of Snyder stuff, why would you say that before it comes out? Like, what if it came
Yeah.
out and it was like your biggest movie of all
It's your
time?
business, yeah.
Yeah, and you're
exactly.
like, well, no, we're just gonna not do it because it's a cul-de-sac. It's like that, and so that's why there's clear people that have even in the media spoke out and been like, oh yeah, they'll say things like that, like it's a cul-de-sac, but they're trying not to be mean about it, but they're saying like, don't expect more, you know. So, all right, are you gonna cut off Jessica again, Kirkland, or can she go?
Jessica of GeekVerse podcast. You may go. I almost said Jessica Snell. Ooh.
Well, that's a different
That's-
multiverse.
That's a very different multiverse.
Kirkland Field. Yeah.
I don't think Jessica could have lasted 6 months together. I think we're very different personalities, but you know,
No, we.
that's an after 9 topic.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think that me and Travis are compatible in that way.
No, not in that way.
So,
No. Target, what would have happened if, you know, there was no other people? Yeah, different multiverse.
yeah.
Jessica's like cringing. Do you take offense to that, Travis?
No, I don't. Okay, here's the thing. No, this is so after 9. I think, based off stuff Jessica said and memes she shared, I think there's some ways we are compatible. But as far as a relationship-wise, I think we would, like, we would not work as far as like living together. I think we would get on each other's nerves in that sort of situation because I think we already do that enough sometimes.
Just
so
big fucking
that's-
lime slushies all over the house.
I think-
Why am I a pig? What does that have to do with anything?
I didn't say you're a pig.
And all out comes Travis, just his lime greens.
That's it. I've had enough of your lime green slushies. I'm out of here, Travis.
You know, you wouldn't be able to tell from necessarily me on this podcast because I generally sit back pretty much, but in our house, like, I'm the bigger personality between me and Matt, and I think that, you know, everyone can tell that Travis has the biggest personality here. Like, he definitely takes the lead and talks. Yeah, exactly.
And
So-
plus, there'd be too much Pokemon in the house. I couldn't deal with that. I'd go fucking Looney Tunes if.
Isn't
I'm
Emily a Pokemon fan though?
But I wouldn't have to. No. But she's a fan. But you guys are like diehards. You guys have the groupie of Pokemon Go. There's probably tons of merchandise and whatnot.
She's the hardest, of course.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
yeah, I got Pokemon tattoos, and I mean,
Yeah.
Travis got no tattoos. I'm all about that wine
Jessica would be
life. Travis
embarrassed.
don't drink.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I forced Matt, literally forced him to get his license, and that would not happen with Travis. And that right there
See?
is a.
There you go. Yeah, I would have been out. I'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm not getting my license.
There's ways to force guys to do things, I would say.
You would have to be like, there'd have to be a list of like the top 10 sex or like blowjob givers, and you'd have to be in the top 3 for me to be considered to get a license, you know. And it's just like,
three. I wanna see
and
the top
Emily's
3
pretty
list.
high on that list, and I can still like say like, no, I'm not. I like, but no, but that's the thing. At least though, she's not forcing me to. Maybe now if she forced me to, yeah, maybe. But like, luckily, I was in a relationship where she's like, I like to drive. You never have to drive. Perfect. I'm a bike guy. I'm set. I'm good to go. This is a whole
biker.
after 9 topic
This
that
is
should have been
after
held
9.
elsewhere, but we'll return that one day. But Snyder Cut, Jessica.
Yes. So I think there's a couple things working both for and against it. I think one thing that is better now that they didn't have before is I remember even when this originally was announced, like back in 2017, the first one, I was just like, we don't have enough backstory for anybody. Like, you know, this is the Avengers, but we have nothing. So we're going into this blind and we're not going to have enough time for backstory and everything else. I think now that we've had, you know, some Wonder Woman and some Aquaman, now there's not as much that needs to be done. Some of that legwork, so some time from that can be used for other things. So I'm sure some unnecessary footage kind of got moved around there. But I do think on the other side, talking about people not finishing the movie, I think the 4-hour time is a hard pill for non-hardcore people to swallow. Like, I feel like this is very much people might start it and be like, I am too invested in something else to want to waste another 3 hours of my life on this. Okay, you're moving your hand up. Yes, what?
I wouldn't interrupt you as much as Kirkland would have, though. You know, that's one thing. No. Go
I
ahead.
am very patient here. I didn't mean to like raise it there. I'm sorry. But
Why does no one use the actual hand raise option anymore, too?
It
Like, we
fucks
have
with Taylor. It messes
Oh,
with
right.
Taylor's.
You can still use it. Like, it just rotates you guys around, but you guys are cropped all fine.
I'll start using it. I apologize, Jessica. I just wanted to ask the group, do we think that there's going to be like a natural like recess in the middle of like, or is it just going to be like all rise for 3.5 hours?
There's
Holy
actually
shit.
an intermission in the movie.
Oh, okay. There you go. Answers my
The
question.
movie's been confirmed. I think it's 4 hours and 20 minutes, but like
Holy fuck.
there's 10 minutes of just
4:20,
intermission, so
let's
it's
go.
really it's
Why
really
is it 10 minutes? Like, can people can pause it? Why not just intermission for 30 seconds? Pause now.
Well, I think the idea was
Snyder pops up on screen. I will not play this movie until you get up. I'm looking at you, Travis.
I think the idea was hopefully this was going to be in theaters, and
Ah.
you could edit that out of HBO Max, sure, but I think they're just going to leave it so it's like if you were to watch it, and they will probably do that eventually at some point when more theaters are open. I think they'll do like a fan screening because the diehards really want to see this, and they should get to see this. This is their like end game. So like, I think that's what that's for. But I really think it'll probably be just 4 hours or just like 4 hours and 2 minutes because like, you'll still have the credits and everything like that. So I don't think it. So this is the other thing, Kirkland, because it was supposed to be a streaming series, but Snyder's a big fan of this anyways. He said the movie's put into 7 chapters, and you'll always get like it'll go and then there'll be a chapter telling what's next. So like there's 2 where
okay.
the
The
second
titles have
chapter
been released already too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought I saw those.
they have, yeah. And like the second chapter is like the Age of Heroes. So people have speculated that that's probably that whole section is the flashback to Darkseid, Zeus, the Green Lantern, like when they're having that big war. Because in the movie that we saw, it's like what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Snyder has said before it's like the Lord of the Rings opening for Fellowship of the Ring, where it tells you all about Sauron. So it could be somewhere from like 15 to 20 minutes. And like the other chapter that people have really excited for, and they're trying to figure out what does the title mean, is chapter 7. It's the epilogue, and it says a father twice over. And people are all speculating about that as like, does that mean Lois Lane is pregnant? Does that mean, because people are speculating if Flash is going to time travel in this movie. There's been theories. There was rumors long time ago, and this is not spoilers because it's not confirmed, but there was just rumors long time ago that the Justice League went to go fight Steppenwolf and they lost, but as a last minute resort before he died, Barry went back in time and they redid the fight so they could win. So
Well,
that's
is
where
that
they
not when like Bruce is in his just chilling and then Barry is like yelling at him.
Well, maybe, but I think that's from the Nightmare thing. So I think when we see the Nightmare stuff, that'll be like the what could have happened if they lost.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I think there'll be it'll be like Endgame where there'll be like multiple
yeah.
divergence. So Jessica's gonna love the time travel. I can't wait to see. So like, but yeah, I think that the chapters will kind of. I think knowing Snyder, there'll be action, but it'll be paced sometimes slower. Like think about Watchmen, stuff like that. Like he likes to
Right.
take his time with characters, which I actually like that stuff. I think that's where BVS at times I didn't like because it went so quick that I think we needed to slow down. Do we need to slow down 4 hours? I don't know. I like that. I could watch a 5-hour movie. We watch whole series in a weekend. It's just because it's a movie, though. We see 4 hours right away. But if you watch 4 1-hour episodes, that doesn't seem as bad. But a movie, you're like, oh, that might be too much. But I'm excited for it because I just love fucking long movies. So
Jessica, thank
Oh,
you.
oh, you're gonna come back to me?
Geekverse, of the Geekverse podcast. Yeah.
I mean, I guess just to kind of continue on that conversation, you know, it's true, and I think that might actually help people is if they actually, you know, take a pause or put that chapter 2, you know, on the screen. That maybe people will be like, oh, this is a good time to pause and go to the bathroom, so it doesn't feel like it's so long and dragged out.
If you're slurping down lime slushies too.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, intermission? Okay, time to go back to Sev. Got to get a refill.
you know, it sucked though. Since the pandemic, they've stopped doing lime slushy. So I'm in a big withdrawal right now. It sucks. Lime and banana have not been around since COVID. I don't know what happened, but
Ugh,
it's
banana.
brutal.
What, bananas? Oh, best flavor. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm definitely on like a blue raspberry
Oh, yeah.
screamer kick. Oh, but you gotta do it with the screamer with the vanilla ice cream. Prime stuff. Yeah, but I do think that even though, like you're saying, that we do now have more time for this character development, as I was saying, I don't know that it's going to be quite as necessary because we have, I feel like, more background. Like, what movies have come out since then? We've had Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 2.
Birds of Prey.
Not super relevant, but
No. Yeah, I guess it won't be because Joker wasn't in that. Shazam, I don't think will be relevant, but that has come out. Yeah, and that's. But yeah, I think for the relevant ones would be Aquaman.
You're like,
yeah,
Shazam,
Aquaman was
not
another
relevant.
one.
Well, you had Joker too, but I'm not including Joker because that just Joaquin
Yeah.
Phoenix isn't fucking popping up in this movie and everything like that. So, but yeah, so I'd say just Aquaman and the Wonder Womans, and even then, Wonder Woman, the first one was out even before this, right? It was a prequel, so really just Aquaman and Wonder Woman 2.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, so we've had some kind of more information about the universe at this point. And I think that's probably too why these trailers had more information on Flash and Cyborg, because these are the ones we don't have the movies for yet. So it's kind of nice that we are getting a little more of their backstory. I think it'll be helpful. That was super just off of you and Kirkland's conversation. I don't remember the original question anymore.
I'm
I
sorry.
think it was just your blanket call of like, do you think we'll see more in the future? Like, because this is the last.
Right.
We can't ask you Friday because then you'll get a general buzz. So, like, do you think come time, in a month from now, we're gonna hear, oh, we're doing a movie or we're doing a series or we're doing more, or no, it's gonna be within this type of group? Because I still think if it's not mega successful, I still think there's obviously a fan base, and the other thing's been shout out before is like doing animated movies to continue the story, and I think that would be a good route if it's not successful enough to warrant a big budget. I think that's perfect because there's clearly a fan base that will pay tons of money for all this stuff. So I don't think they should abandon it. I think there's something, but the question is kind of like, what level do you go? Do you just do it in a comic book? Do you do it in a anime movie, or do you go live action? Which clearly live action can be expensive because it'll be big budgets, but you also got to get all these actors back. Where it's like Gal Gadot's a bigger star now, Momoa's a bigger star now. I think Ezra's kind of the same. Ben Affleck is always going to be expensive, so it's just like, what do you do there? It's not. They wouldn't be a cheap venture if they do it live action.
How cheap is Jesse Eisenberg?
The cheapest, no. No, I think he'd get like his same rate they got BVS, because I don't think his star has like risen since BVS. I think he's about the same. Like I don't think he's where I can make a case for like Momoa. Technically, if you look at it, Aquaman is the biggest DC movie of all time. It's bigger than Dark Knight, bigger than Joker. It's made the most money, which is crazy to think that Aquaman was that. But it's like clearly he could ask for a little more cheddar if he wanted to. So.
Yeah.
Taylor heard cheddar and his neck just snapped. Like he thought I was talking about actual cheese for a second.
Oh, I could go for a good piece of Gouda right now.
Gouda, eh? That's a good
Swiss,
choice.
all about the Swiss.
Oh no, you got to go for the jalapeno Havarti.
Oh, that is on like a good deli sandwich. Oh,
See, me and Kirkland are
that.
definitely more compatible than me and Travis. You see
Oh,
that
yeah.
reaction to that? That
Oh,
reaction
come
was
on. You only weigh 10 pounds more than him,
more than him.
or other way around, flip it,
Yikes.
You
You guys are
can't-
not
You can't catch it to
compatible.
me. I'm 5 pounds away from 200. I'm really close. I'm so close. I dipped down to I was 4 pounds, and then this week went to 5. I was pissed off, but I'm close to 200. Thank you to Fresh Prep. I got a good Caprese sandwich coming tomorrow. So
With no spicy Havarti.
no, there wasn't, but it was a really good sauce.
can you eat? Is it like vegan or just vegetarian?
Can you eat? No.
Like cheese? You
I'm
can eat
trying to-
cheese, right?
Yeah,
You're
I'm not vegan.
okay, that's what I was asking.
No,
I didn't know.
Fuck that.
You're on wild diets all the time. I'm not supposed to. know.
Wild.
Anyway, back to the.
Will we get
point.
more?
These are like increment after 9 conversations. just
They
thrown into
really
our
are.
news.
We need chapters. I need to put chapters in this podcast.
It only ever seems to be when Travis asks me a question too. Like every time, it's just like, nope.
Oh, these two are sexist. That's why they don't want you to talk.
You just said I weigh more than Kirkland. Like I gained 20 pounds since
That
this
was a
cast
mistake.
started.
That was a mistake. No, that you don't gotta assume 20. That could be 11.
I
Because you
lost.
said
I
10. That
lost
could.
10.
That
No,
could
but
li-
you said I weighed 10 less, and now all of a sudden I weigh 10 more. That is 20 pounds.
Don't you weigh 10 less? Oh yeah, you're right. I did say that.
You're on thin ice, Travis. Just,
Whatever.
just back
I
up.
misspoke.
Don't talk about a lady's weight.
It's different. You're pregnant. It doesn't have anything.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
No,
You're
it's
not supposed
not.
to know that.
No,
Are
it's,
you
she's
serious?
announced
pregnant?
that. No, what?
Anyway, I think that if this movie does well, I think we will get a second one. I don't know about a third, but I do think that it's not out of the picture for them to say, shit, we'll eat our words, and here's a second one, because obviously it's going to make us money. It's the same thing as look at JK, right? She's, the Harry Potter universe was going to sit and lay in a field, and now all of a sudden there's more books and more movies and TV shows and new
Laying in
wizarding.
the field.
Yeah, it's
What is
laying
that
to rest.
expression? Okay. I just wonder what laying in a field meant.
You know, sometimes people misspeak, and you're supposed to just let it go.
That's true.
Okay,
Well, you
don't
guys
call me out
didn't.
on it.
I just got 5 minutes talking about weight issues and everything like that.
Okay, yeah, you called me fat. Okay,
That's
you know.
not the term I use, and if I did, it would have been with a ph.
Or like,
Well, I don't do
fat.
that. I'm too white to do that. But
Yay.
September, fuck, that's like fall. Other way around.
Have we asked Taylor's opinion yet, or are we moving on to the next topic?
What's my
I had a-
opinion? Because I feel like it's totally sidetracked. I've lost what we're talking about.
We're just talking about if it's gonna be successful or not. I'm literally 50-50. If you put a gun to my head, I'm gonna say yes. But if this was non-COVID, I would say no. But because I think COVID, still you have lots of people that want, like, we don't get that many big budget films right now. Maybe more will come out because of HBO Max and some other ones, but it's been pretty few and far in between. So I think this is a movie that lots of people will watch just to see what it is. But I'm very 50-50, and I can't wait to see the reaction. And I'm excited to watch it because I know that review. One thing that Snyder does not do, he does not make boring films. Whether they are well executed or poorly executed, there's always something where you're like, well, that's a choice. And that's the thing. He doesn't play like Justice League, that original movie. It's not going to be vanilla. It's not going to be safe. It's going to go, he may make something I hate, but I'm going to know that he poured his heart and soul into it, and he like really took a chance with it. So Kirklin Patzer of GeekVerse podcast.
Yeah, I was just gonna quickly mention too on those teaser trailers because I got kind of cut off before I spread all my words. I think my audacity might have caught it. So sorry if I'm reiterating myself here, but the Barry Allen one, I really like that one. I kind of heard you talking about Travis when his shoes like just blow off his feet. I thought that was really cool. Except for when they showed his stupid running. Oh my gosh, I hate that. It's just, I feel like if you asked a sprinter, like, is that effective? They're like, no, you're just wasting so much energy moving your arms. But then again, he's a superhero. I digress. But one thing too, like when they're showing like Steppenwolf like battling, I think like Wonder Woman at one point, or they're like all together kind of, there's just a lot of like fight scenes that I feel like it kind of took me off. Yeah, it kind of caught me off guard because I was like, man, they're really showing like a lot of combat in here. But then again, I'm like, well, I guess this movie did already come out, so they're not really risking spoilers on that. I thought it was kind of interesting how much action I actually saw in these trailers.
I think the best way you need to take this movie is the same way we were talking about Resident Evil games. You got to take this as like, even though it's a weird way because this movie was made first and then they remade a shit version and then they're remaking again. But you almost have to look at it as like it's a remake of a video game, not a remaster remake where it's like you're going to know the beats, you're going to know the characters, you may know things that happen. But it's like Steppenwolf was a reskin, stuff like that. And there's stuff about that you don't know. Like there's stuff about like how Steppenwolf actually ends. I don't think I even said in Justice League commentary track. Like there's stuff just because of the people I follow, I know like there's one big thing I don't want to spoil it for you guys, and I hope you don't get spoiled. There's a few that if you for years have been in this community, okay, I know exactly what's probably going to happen other than a few beats. That's why the Nightmare stuff excites me because that's stuff that he shot new. So it's like he didn't have storyboards. Those never leaked out. He never shared those. But I do think there's going to be some moments that, well, I know there's some moments for sure and that weren't in the theatrical, and I think they're going to take you by surprise. And also you got to remember it's 4 hours. So you might see stuff, but there's tons of footage that they have.
Right. No, definitely. And then the other teaser, like the most memorable one for me. The other ones were all right. Like you were popping off telling me about the Batman one.
Oh yeah.
That was okay. Again, I'm not the biggest Batman guy or anything like that, but the one that was my favorite probably was the Cyborg one. I just thought it was new stuff that we didn't get in the last movie, and him, like, did we get him with the helmet in the last one, like with the mask?
I don't think so, no. And
Yeah, okay.
he I think he said something like the percentage of the footage we actually saw in the original cut in the to the theatrical, like very little. So there's tons of Cyborg stuff because Snyder's always said that he's the heart and soul of the film. He's like maybe like the main character, where he's clearly not that in 2017. But yeah, there's gonna be tons of Cyborg stuff that we hadn't seen.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's exciting because I really liked all the stuff I saw in there. I have like minimal experience with like the Justice League and like the cartoons and stuff, or at least from what I remember. But he was like my favorite character in Teen Titans, and I know it's a different character, but I just always thought he was cool, like the Cyborg, and I'm really excited to see it in the live action, and that helmet looked cool, and just the little stuff with like his family. I'm really excited to see that part on film.
Anything else? Anything else to say? Any questions? Anything you want to throw out there? Because next week it'll be it. It's strange. Like I said, we've talked about for so many years, and it's here. It's actually happening. I always hoped it would happen because I knew it would make a great podcast episode, and I think it's going to. I think there's going to be lots of discussion. So anything in general we want to shout out?
Do we want to guess on what our own personal ratings will be on this film before we watch it?
I'm going to go with the safe bet of, for me, I'm going to give it what I give BVS as a 7. Because to me it has great moments, but I don't like a lot of the editing. I don't like a lot of the writing. It could definitely be lower. Because Man of Steel for me was a fail for a long time. But now I pass it with a 6. But then Watchmen to me is like up in the top 15 for greatest comic movies of all time. So it could go anywhere, the score, but I'm going to go safe and go with BVS because I think it'll be the same thing. I'll like stuff about it, but then I'll have a lot of big problems. But who knows? I'm just kind of along for the ride. But also, too, I'm in a different headspace because now that, like, I know we talked about this with Borderlands and you get salty about it, but now that I know, like, I have another Batman movie coming out next year, I'm much more open. Like, if Batman wants to fucking kill and, like, skull fuck people in this movie, sure. You know why? Because I got another Batman coming out next year that I might love. It's the same reason why Jared Leto's back. It's like, now I'm like, okay, cool, because I own the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. It's right to my left there. Like, I can pop it in at any point. And it's like, okay, I have this now. If this Joker sucks, that's fine. So I think I could end up liking it more if I just kind of turn off that sounds bad, not turn off my brain, but like, it's like a what if tale, and that's what he's already said. It's an Elseworlds tale, Snyder. So I'm gonna go 7. I'll give a 0.5 in there too, just to make it interesting. 7.5, but it could go higher, but it could go lower.
That's how guesses work.
But sometimes I just feel so confident because like I trust the director, I trust the writers. You know, like usually the MCU, I always know like, okay, it's probably gonna be like an 8.5 or higher. I'll say an 8 or higher, but Snyder, you never know. So. What about you, Jessica? Do you have a bearing score in mind?
I want to hear other people's first.
I'll go here. Yeah, so I was like my hype level 6.5. I'm gonna be pretty optimistic here, which could lead to major disappointment. I am gonna give it an 8.5. I just from the scenes that I've seen, and again, I was kind of shitting on Darkseid more than I probably should have. Again, if he is like a Thanos. Again, I hate comparing like Marvel to DC, but if he is like that tier of villain and he's more like well spoken and like his presence is more intimidating than his lack of armor because his flesh meat isn't that intimidating.
And he will get armor because the thing is that they always say that when you see him with the flesh, that's in a flashback when he's like, I don't know why he doesn't wear clothes, but still he's like younger. So like he's, I don't know, less experienced or something.
Going through changes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, experimenting. But you do see him in the full on armor.
Okay,
in this movie.
Cool. Yeah, no, I could really like that character, which would be awesome. You know, like if my first feeling on him is low, but when I see him, it's awesome. I feel like that's a super positive thing. 2 thumbs up. So I am hoping that I really like this, especially since I'm committing 4 hours and 20 minutes of my time.
Well, more than that too, because you get the review. So that'll probably 6 hours. Not gonna lie, because I guarantee that review will be 2 hours. I promise you that.
Yeah, no, but I hope it's not like an hour in, and I'm like, oh fuck, 3 more hours. So I hope we avoid that, and I really hope I like this one because I really want to like DC. You know, I like a lot of the Batman movies that are out there, and
I feel like you do like DC though. You love Dark Knight. You love Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
you're a fan of Joker.
There's just not like, if I'm comparing the amount of movies I get from Marvel that I really like compared to DC, there's just more films first of all in Marvel, and then also the quality just seems to be there.
Yeah. Taylor. Do you think it'll score higher than the original Justice League, which you have it as a 9 right now? Which is bold. Bold score.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
Yeah, let's see how it works out. Because you've given BVS a 9, you've given Justice League a 9, you've given Suicide Squad a 10. So you've, even the Snyder versions, non-Snyder versions, you've liked all these movies. So do you think it's going to be higher than that one?
I mean, I think the only thing that could work against it for me is that it is just too long and it just gets boring. But that being said, like, I know what I like in superhero movies, and if fuck, I know what I like in superhero movies, and if they do what I'm hoping they do, then I'll definitely really enjoy it.
Oh, someone back there just letting one rip or something?
No, it's the fucking cats. I could hear like this,
Shit.
"Meow, meow," and I was like, "What the fuck is in my house?" Madison isn't here, so I'm all spooked. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Again, if I get bored, that's going to be a point off for me. But I want to see heroes just go into town. I want to see Martian Manhunter. I want to see Green Lantern. I want to see all this crazy stuff.
If you want to see heroes going to town, I'll send you a different video, a different Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, thanks, Taylor. You don't need to just stop talking.
Did you give a number, Taylor?
No, because I have to. I really don't know if I can right now.
But that's what this is, a guess.
I'm gonna say 9.
Do you think this will be as good as the first one?
On par.
Yeah.
He will, just to play the middle ground. He's like, I like them both. I like them the same. It's gonna be interesting though to say like if you like this one more, will you
He
like?
says that, I'm gonna be pissed off. I think.
Snyder's gonna come to his house and beat the fuck out of him. Like you gotta pick. Like that's my question with you, Taylor, because that was another discussion this week of like what's canon, what's not. If you like this one more, even though you like the old one, do you not watch that one anymore? Like what happens there?
Well, I bought it on DVD, so I'll definitely watch it again. I mean, I'll treat it like, okay, I can watch Lord of the Rings without the extended scenes, just because I want to watch like an hour and a half of Lord of the Rings instead of 3 hours.
Versimilitude says March 18th can't come soon enough. Hey everyone, hello sir. Obviously you're excited for this. Your thumbnail is a Superman picture, so I would say you're probably excited about this. But so you do that, Taylor? You watch the non-extended Lord of the Rings?
Sometimes, I mean, like the full 3
That's
hours.
crazy.
Well, I mean, again, like,
Kirkland's face.
Yeah, that's a crime.
like I've seen it.
That
I've
shit.
seen it a few times. And I'm not saying I'm never gonna watch it again, but sometimes when I want to watch Lord of the Rings, and I can't always like sit down and pay attention. I'm doing something else, but I want to have like Theoden just fucking beheading orcs in the background. Then I'll play it. But
That's like if
I
you
don't need to
dated
commit.
someone and then you had sex for the first time, and then when she went to go do it again, you go, none of that. I just liked the original hand holding.
Yeah,
it's
that
like you've
happens
unlocked
to-
the
happens to
extended
some people.
edition.
Yeah,
You've unlocked
You've unlocked the
achievement.
yeah. Why would you go back to the non-extended? That's weird. That's some weird stuff. That's another after 9
dabble.
topic.
That is
Well,
interesting.
sometimes you like to hold the person's hand. Sometimes you like just go fucking ride till morning.
Right.
First light on the third day. At dawn, you look to the east.
and Gandalf's there with a bunch of men. Now, okay, Jessica, you're up. You've put it off long enough.
You know, so when after you went, like you asked me, and I was like ready to say 7, and I thought I was gonna be fairly kind of in the middle with everyone, but apparently my guess is the lowest of everyone with our 8.5 and our 9 and our 7.5. So I do have a feeling though, if I remember back, I disliked Justice League and BVS the most.
You like Justice League?
I
and
disliked it.
disliked. I was like, yeah, definitely not BVS. Yeah, you, Kyle, and Emily were on our review. You guys did not have a great time with BVS. I remember that, but I had a good time.
So I mean, I feel like an 8 is too high. I feel like I could I feel like I could sit with you at a 7.5, but also just to give it some range, I'll stick with my 7. I do think it's going to be a positive experience. I don't think it's going to be
Really?
an absolute. Well, I mean, to give it a 7. It's not a fail.
I feel like you're gonna fail this movie. I really do.
Wow,
If you didn't like
okay.
BVS, and I feel like this is just gonna be more BVS. It's gonna be a longer BVS. I really feel that way. I think you'll get a bit more action, but I think you liked Man of Steel, so you got that going. But
mean,
we'll see.
so-
But
I mean, like I'm looking. So like Snyder, yeah, I like Man of Steel. Oh no, all the other directors from all the other DC films are not Snyder, so never mind. That's not
No.
a good start.
no. He just did Man of Steel and BVS. Did you ever see Watchmen?
Nope.
Okay. Did you ever see Sucker Punch?
Yes, I own that on Blu-ray.
Do you like that? He directed that.
I mean, I own it on Blu-ray, so I liked it enough to buy it when Blockbuster was closing and it was
That
on
doesn't mean
discount.
anything. When we started the podcast, he was like, "Yeah, I don't like Man of Steel," and then when I went to his house, I proceeded to see a steel case of Man of Steel. So that sometimes doesn't mean anything. Did you like 300?
300, yeah, 300 was good.
Okay, he directed that. So
Did you like Dawn of the Dead?
she's never seen that.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. I don't remember enough of it to say if I liked or disliked it, though.
We're gonna retro it this summer when we do Army of the Dead because he has a new. What is I think? Oh, even it's in May. May is when his next film comes out. Army of Dead, Zack Snyder's
Yeah.
film, the Netflix zombie movie. So we're in a thing of Snyder coming up the next 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, 300. I mean, he didn't do this. Apparently, there was a second one. Didn't do that.
No, he
but-
didn't do that. It's fucking awful. Taylor, you loved the second one, didn't you? You wanted to say like I loved it, and then you saw me say it's awful, and then you backed up.
Do
Oh
you-
no.
Do you
Here it
mean
comes.
the steel case for 300 Rise of an Empire?
The best thing about that movie, it's a steel case too. Holy fuck! The best thing about that movie is Ava Green has a wicked
Oh,
sex.
that was a passionate moment.
Eh,
Oh, baby.
Yeah, Taylor's like, Madison, leave now. And she's like, what? Just do it. No, but like, because she was the person I wanted as Catwoman. She's from Casino Royale. I had the biggest crush on her because like that look of like the pale and just like black hair, that was my go-to. So like she like, and that scene is like. Yeah, that was everything Travis was
movie?
wanting. The sequel to 300.
Rise of Empire. I don't think that's historically accurate in the past, where you just stroll into your enemy's like cabin and you just fuck the shit out of them.
Yeah, that's what happened. Is like it's two armies and like two captains meet and they like angrily fuck each other. But that's what I love too because I want her to be Catwoman and that's like what Batman and Catwoman would do. So I was like, this is great. And obviously she's not ever gonna be Catwoman. But Ava Green is just.
I had no idea
Yeah.
there was a sequel to that movie.
Not many people did. It bombed. I'm pretty sure. So
You
just
imagine
watch the
how
Ava
hard
Green
it is to
scene.
get a
That's
steel
about it.
case.
I'll come over and watch it with Taylor.
Yeah.
Just that scene on repeat.
I want you to like send it in the chat to just Taylor or just Kirkland what you guess my rating will be, because I don't want you to like taint my own guess, so that way I'm
Okay.
avoiding it. But I want to know how bad you think I think this movie will be, and just
Okay, I'll send you that, and then they can look at it, and then I'm gonna address verisimilitude here in the chat.
while
There-
you're sending
okay.
that, I can read out what he's saying here.
That's exactly what I was gonna pick, Travis. Holy shit. That's
yeah.
funny.
So, well, no, I already. So he says
That's
the
what.
ru-
Wait, just you think that's what I'm gonna rate this movie? as, too?
100% think that's what you're gonna rate it. Oh yeah.
So before we get back to that, verisimilitude says the rumors are Zach will do Wonder Woman 3, Wonder Woman 3 and 300 style Amazon style war movie. So verisimilitude, I think you may not know where that rumor is coming from, and if you do, then we can have a conversation about it. Grace Randolph is one of the just scummiest YouTubers out there. She makes up so much stuff. Now, yes, she's friends with Zach, and she's gotten stuff before. But this is the same woman that said 1984 for Wonder Woman was going to be a Flashpoint movie that was going to change everything. If you look at her actual track record of scoops, she just makes shit up. And then when she's called on it for lying, she'll make up some sort of story. I do not believe this at all for a few reasons. One, because it's coming from her. Two, is because I don't think Zach would, unless Patty were to step away, sure, but I don't think they're going to drop Patty. Zach and Patty are friends. I don't think they would do that. Zach's all about like the director's vision. I think he would want her to continue that if she wants to. And I also just feel like if he's doing Justice League 2 and 3, he'd be pretty busy. And that's the other thing where some of these rumors, because she's apparently seen the movie, and because she is friends with Zach, she does interviews with him all the time. I don't get it. But like, I'm glad you agree with me, because yeah, Grace Randolph is just like, you guys don't know her. You guys, there's just a whole Twitter portion of like fandom that you guys luckily don't have to see. And it's just like, she just makes up a lot of stuff, but she's friends with Zach. And she was the person that said she had seen a certain movie and her mind was blown. She couldn't say because NDA was this. We know it's this. And she said that Warner Brothers is considering 2 and 3. And also, I'm doing her fucking voice. Like, I gotta stop. She's considering that direct Wonder Woman 3. I don't believe it. And I also think that, sure, some people might be talking about Justice League 2 and 3, but then the others aren't. I think Zach could have even went to her and said, like, yeah, people are talking about Justice League 2 and 3 to get that hype up there, because I will say for the fans that are the worst of the Snyder Cut thing, what we know is they will not let the shit go. How many for years have they said like just pound it? And like when Warner Brothers would like post like, oh, this actor passed away, and then below is like hashtag release the Snyder Cut hashtag. It's just like fuck off. So it's like those people, the second they even get a sniff of Justice League 2 or 3 is happening, they will attack. It's give the mouse a cookie or give the mouse a crumb,
Give
and they
the
want
mouse
the cookie.
a
Right?
cookie. Oh
Yeah.
man.
So like I said, do I want more of it? Maybe. I got to see this film. There's stuff in the DCU of Snyder's that I really like. There's some that I don't, but I don't buy the Wonder Woman 3 route. I don't buy anything. If it's Grace, she is. We got this covered, and then you got Grace Randolph. Like it's there, but she's has a popular following. She has lots of people, so that's why she goes on the stream. Like I don't like that he goes on those streams. There's other streams he's going on too that aren't a big fan of, that I feel like are gonna hurt his image. But she has a big following, so hey, that's what you do. So
All press is good press, right? Spread the word of your movie.
I guess, yeah. And then you just have people that have to believe these fucking fake lies she's putting up. But Kirklin, so my score that I thought Jessica was gonna give it. Do you agree with that number?
I mean, you're probably right. It's not what I would have guessed.
So we're not revealing it though now. We're revealing it on the review.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I don't want you guys to taint me, and because I'll
Okay.
be like, oh, I can't say that because that's what they guessed.
Okay, perfect.
You're the one
That's
that
fine.
brought this up. Why do you want an NOR
Yeah.
or guest rating?
Why do I want to know what you guys are gonna give? I just want to know like what you guys think, because I'm going into this optimistic, but you guys are obviously
I'm
going
optimistic. Very
Yeah,
optimistic.
All
Taylor's
right, Creepy
optimistic
McGee.
with his
I'm
9.
optimistic.
So I'm just interested to see, maybe you guys know me better than I know me.
I think so. I think after 5 years we do. Because if there's time travel in this movie, I feel like it's going to be messy
That's
and
gonna be
right
the
away.
part that-
That's going to take it down a few notches for sure. The second if time travel is not explained to Jessica's liking, oh, that's 6 points off right there. So we're good to go. So anything else on this topic? We're going to review it next week. We'll be there. Is there anything else? I know you guys might want to talk about the Borderlands stuff, but anything else you guys want to talk about? Because, yeah, it was a light news week. This is why this is kind of just the only big news episode. I have nothing else as far as big topics. So the floor is your guys' to bring anything else up except for the Predator news that is not.
Oh,
news.
I won't
Taylor.
bring up Predator, but I
I
got
was
2
gonna say
news
that.
things.
I was gonna say Cabal got added. My boy Cabal.
Well, that's
I've-
fine.
I've been
but
pretty engulfed in Mortal Kombat lately, so I'm pretty hyped to see any more announcements on that.
well, you see, that's what I don't know to break the fourth wall if there is enough news. Because I know I've been, by great podcasters, Kirklin and Jessica, have both alerted me that we'd be taking an ad break. But the thing is, if we only have 10 more minutes of news, do I take that ad break? No. So I don't know. So Taylor, what are your
To
two
be fair,
items?
I told you like 10 minutes ago to make an ad break to cut off Taylor. You can check the chat. You
Well,
can
I
audit
thought
that.
I thought we were gonna go, but 2 tangents. We had verse militude in the chat, so that was good. And then Jessica wanted to play this fucking guess the score game, so that took us off the whole route. So, you know what? Let's just take an ad break. Whatever, we'll do it right now. We've done it. So if we want to go another hour, we're good.
I mean, you could have just said, oh, before we do that, Jessica, let's take an ad break.
You should have. But I didn't know how. I didn't know what it was gonna be. It's hard to guess sometimes. You know, I'm trying my best. And I forgot to do an. You know, we're gonna do that ad break again because I got to insert in YouTube. So we're gonna take the ad break again. Just says ads inserted, so I hope for the best. Verse Militude in the chat. Tell me what you see when the ad pops up. We are back talking about who knows what else. Taylor, what are your 2 topics that you have?
I realized I got a third topic actually. as
Oh,
well.
juicy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start off with the good stuff with Star Wars news. So Benedict Cumberpickle did confirm he's not playing Grand Admiral Thrawn, which I thought
Why
was
is that
really
good
interesting.
news?
Because I don't,
'Cause he hates
I don't,
him.
no, I don't hate him. I don't picture him as my Thrawn. Like I liked him in Star Trek Into Darkness as Khan and all that, but I don't see him as a Thrawn. People,
What's your dream
Wow.
cast, Taylor? for
Lars
Thrawn?
Mickelson.
Lars?
So just the guy who does the voice in the animated show. Very boring choice. Very
Exactly.
easy.
No,
Is he blue
no.
in real life?
He should
I
be.
think Lars is too old. He's too old.
That
He's
would be
too
my only
wrinkly.
con. The only reason people want Benedict Cumberbatch is because of his bone structure, and I don't think that's like totally reasonable. But
That's such a bullshit thing because I feel like there's so many times that you want that based on someone's look or something.
when? Give me an example.
I will next time, but I feel like you've many times been like, oh, he doesn't look like that. Jessica has that too going on with her Borderland characters. You know, like the look could sometimes be important. But I agree with you. I don't think Benedict Cumberbatch was ever gonna do it. I think it is gonna be Lars. yes, he's Mad's brother, so of course I love him. He's part of the family, but I just I don't know. I think there's other actors that could do it. Like Robert Downey Jr. I think no, I'm joking, but like because that was a rumor. You didn't hear about that, Taylor? I thought you heard about that.
I did
rumor.
hear about it.
Yeah, I still think Fassbender is the perfect choice, and he just has to play David pretty much again. But I'll be fine if it's Lars. I just want I don't know. I kind of want Ahsoka where it's like a big actor, and you're like, okay, this is really good. Where Lars is like, okay, this makes sense, And it just sucks again for the Ahsoka girl, Ashley Eckstein or whatever, because it's like all these other voice actors keep getting cast, but not you.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine if they actually did the voice actor, and then she's just like reading the paper? I don't know.
Well, they
I
did,
don't know
but
if
they
anyone gets paper these days, but
well they sometimes do, but they did that already with Bo-Katan and Mandalorian. They got the girl who did the voice actor, Katie Sackhoff. So it's
Yeah.
like in Thrawn, if they do that again, it's like they're getting all these people that did the voice acting in Star Wars and Clone Wars and Rebels, and then but for Ahsoka, no, she didn't get it.
what about John Hamm?
John, no, he's too manly, and I don't know much about Thrawn. I've only seen a little bit, but I don't know if Thrawn is manly. But
He's an
yeah,
alien. Isn't
He-
Verisimilitude
he's-
was with me.
He's buff and he is like a martial arts like fighter, but you don't need someone to look like jacked and manly. You need someone to look good in a suit and to be very, very like.
Menacing.
You know who looks good in
Yeah.
a suit, Taylor?
Michael
Keanu
Fassbender.
Reeves.
Keanu Reeves does look good in
No.
a suit.
No, you
He would
can't
have
get
long hair though. He's got long hair.
You can't have Keanu Reeves play the cold, calculated.
I'm not
like,
saying play the cool cat. I'm just saying he looks damn good in a suit.
He does look good in a suit. Come on, that John Wick.
it
suit.
takes more. See right there, Taylor, you're doing it. It takes more than just looking good in a suit.
What do you
I
mean?
baited him.
I said
You're talking-
I wouldn't want him as Thrawn. I said like he does look good in a suit. I was agreeing with
Mm.
Kirklin.
I don't know if you actually said that, but that's fine.
He did. I am on Taylor's side on that one.
You're always on Taylor's side, though.
That's not true. Check the chat. I took Travis's side regarding that Batman gif.
It's true.
Run it back.
I'll look into it. What else do you have, Taylor?
Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Season 3, which came out of fucking left field. Was not expecting that. Season 3 coming this May. Good lord, I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Watch the trailer?
Of course.
I saw the trailer for the first season, and I'm like, I really hope Taylor's watching this. Because this is totally his show. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So a few days ago, I can't remember what. Oh, it was the Tom and Jerry news with the Snyder Cut again. So that happened, and I'm like, without me, you guys wouldn't know half the shit. They're like, of course I would. I checked Twitter. I just checked Facebook Messenger before I checked Twitter and Facebook. But this is a show that he's reviewed every season on our channel. He's a massive Jurassic Park fan, and I had to alert him that the trailer was there. So fuck
To
off.
be
He
fair,
had no idea.
what? That was out today.
be fair-
Today is when it dropped, right?
Yeah, but I knew about it.
How
You
did
should
you
have
know about it?
Because I follow things, the same things you follow, but I keep notifications on stuff like that. I just knew right away, but you didn't.
I have
That's crazy.
muted the yin yang out of my Twitter because it just pops off way too much, and I can't navigate through it to find all the
That's a
proper
mistake.
stuff.
You miss out on the news.
No, last time I found Jurassic World news, it turned out to be fake because Colin Trevorrow lied. It's all whole shenanigans. I'm not going to get into that though. Anyways, good show. I'm excited for it. Next
May
piece of
21st.
news, May 21st. Yes,
And didn't the second season come out this year or the end of last year?
it came out this year in January or February. So
Why
like,
is the third season so quick?
I have no idea. Like the first and second season, there was a year between. So I'm just shocked, but I'm glad because the second season ended on a big cliffhanger. Obviously, in the teaser, you got to see that cliffhanger kind of unfold with that dino breaking out. But yeah,
Oh, spoilers.
Taylor, do
I'm
you
ge-
not watch
a
the
dino breaking out.
I was gonna say, Travis, do you not watch the teaser trailer before the newscast? Come
Of
on, man.
course not. I'm happy for Taylor Field that this is happening, but I have no interest in watching Camp Crouton or whatever it is.
I think your kids would enjoy it because it's not a bad show.
I'd rather than watch other stuff. We're good.
Carl
Do you
likes
think
it.
This is all animated, right? There's
That's
no
not
live
trusting.
action.
It's all it's animated by DreamWorks.
Do you think it came out so fast just due to, COVID? You can direct more people to their time on animating and voice acting things that are socially distanced as opposed to having to have people live on set. So
It's totally possible. I don't know. Like initially, I feel like this was a long time, like it was planned for a long time to do like the first season, the second season. As for how many seasons they're doing, I don't think they're gonna go too far because this is between Jurassic World and Jurassic World 2. So inevitably, these kids either get off the island or they die in the lava. So
I think this is the last season.
yeah, that's what I
They
would
die
say
in the
too.
lava. Is that what you're gonna say?
Well, there was like I think 4 or 5 years between the two movies. It was definitely a while. So
Groovy.
What's your third piece, Taylor?
third piece of news is Call of Duty. We got some juicy developments popping off here. So it looks like, again, they unveiled that the zombie outbreak has grown a little bit. It's not isolated only in the ship now. There's zombies popping off at the prison. So it's getting a little rowdy over there in Verdansk. And
They botched that. They could have done more exciting things with that.
they could have. So I'm holding out because I'm saving myself because it's going to get good when the whole map is
Saving
covered in
myself.
zombies. And they're going to nuke that thing and it's going to be good. I'm so excited for it.
That's not confirmed, by the way. Taylor's just speculating.
I know I'm speculating, but I'm saving myself for it, because I hope it happens
You're
Yeah,
just
that
dropping
leak from
saving myself
Grace.
on purpose many times.
because I'm saving myself. Are you excited, Kirkland, if they nuke the map?
Yes, I am. I'm willing to accept change.
Verdansk would be gone. You would not be able to play it ever again.
Will the downloads go down if it's less of a map?
I hear
No,
they're
they're
going to
going
actually
up.
double them.
Yeah, I really don't know what to say. I'm indifferent.
Did we get a win last weekend with you? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so. Didn't we?
Didn't your internet drop, Taylor? You weren't with us.
That was
Oh,
the
yeah,
last
Taylor
weekend.
did.
Oh yeah. Then we got
Because
to win.
you, Emily, Dylan, and Kirkland, all you guys got one. And then the weekend after, we
think-
got the hat trick last weekend.
No, I think we did win because we were trying to get you guys were trying to get one more win before the end of the night because the one win we got was so unsatisfying. It happened like so
Oh.
quick, and yeah.
Yeah, it was second place spree. That's what was going on.
Oh, don't even get me started. I've had like legit like 11 second place in like the last. I don't even know, like last 15 games I've played, like 11 second places. Like that's my ratio.
Jessica hates this.
Jessica,
Jessica-
we're waiting for you to squat up with us.
Did you
Yeah.
want? Did you want to
Get
talk
the
about?
download started.
Did you want
Be
to talk
done
about?
by the time that we're done reviewing Justice League.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about Craig at all from Borderlands?
Is it Craig or Krieg?
Krieg.
Krieg.
He's just being Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, it's Craiglin.
I love
Cumberbatch.
Eggs Benedict.
Ooh, good Brecky.
It is hollandaise sauce. Come on now. Oh yeah.
So
Pour it down my gullet.
that'll get you to that 200.
200 what? Oh, the pounds. Yeah. Yeah. Well.
100 what? Only
I
fans
know, I forgot.
subscribers. Yeah.
Yeah. Good callback.
You did your 200 OnlyFans subscribers.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, to me, this is kind of weird that they've announced this before Brick. Yeah, was waiting for Travis's reaction to that one. So, Brick being one of the main characters that goes with, Claptrap, Lilith, Roland, and kind of everyone else has been announced, where Krieg was Borderlands 2. Which also kind of makes me wonder where exactly this is fitting into timeline / storyline, if it's even going to be canon, because really it's kind of it just feels odd. I don't know this actor, so for me, I'm okay with this choice. I mean, it's not like someone that I don't think fits the role or the character. Travis, I think you said he had been in other stuff before. I don't remember.
Yeah.
He was in
Creed
Creed
2's the only
2.
thing I saw him. Yeah. He's a good act. Like he's good enough. I don't think he was bad. The role isn't like massive in Creed 2. He was just there to be a scary, imposing guy, and I think he did that well enough. But there's some emotional stuff in the movie that I think he did pretty well. I think he's pretty new to acting too. So I think he's a decent kind of hire.
I mean, have you? No one here besides Taylor probably knows Krieg, and what he looks like, and what his character.
Mm-mm.
So he's really, like if you think of like a Y, like he's very top heavy, and then just kind of legs. Very much, he's wears a mask. Like he doesn't say full sentences. Very meatheady. So
people that go to my gym.
yeah,
I'm gonna
exactly.
say it's like Travis. Until
No.
you said mask.
No, I do legs. I have a good butt.
I've
so
never
don't
seen
even-
them on camera. Start
I'm
doing
not
full
gonna.
body.
I'm not gonna do it right now. You gotta. That's for after 9. But no, I never. Because I always feel bad sometimes when I am at the gym and I see this guy's walking his bass. If he gets these veins, I'm like, oh, he's a lot bigger than me. But then when I see his legs, I go, no, that's true. I'm like, oh, I feel a little less like I gotta be working out more. But then when I see his legs and they're just like stick man, it's like, okay, it's because he just doesn't fucking do leg day. He just skips that. So the second, if you're bigger than me and your legs match your size, then I go, oh, I'm impressed. Like you're outworking me all the time. But if I just see a big top heavy guy but his legs are chicken legs, nah, you don't got my
Does he
respect.
have to be bigger than you, or can he just be like Brad Pitt?
No,
in, like,
he
Fight
can be.
Club,
Yeah,
just
he can be same
shredded?
size. But I feel like that is just more like a respect thing. When someone walks in and they're bigger than you at the gym, there is like a take notice. Like it's nice when you're the biggest guy in the gym, but then like there's always a bigger fish moment happens. You're like, oh no,
You're
know,
gonna have that
I don't
at the
think
wedding.
I don't think I've ever been the bigger fish.
I'm gonna have that at the wedding.
Yeah.
Why?
Madison's brother-in-law, like he's like in his 40s and he is super fit and oh my god, his arms
What
are
is-
like 3 of me. I feel like he's
What
huge.
what are his legs like though?
I can't recall. I
So
have
if
to
we-
get a look at them.
Super big
I'm gonna
pants.
so in the wedding I'm gonna walk up and just grab his firm ass and see, and then hold mine. See, because no, legitimately, if my butt's bigger than his, it won't. That means he doesn't do like leg day. It has to be more round too, not just bigger, because that can be like fat. So like if he is that great, but if his butt, if he doesn't have the butt, no, sir, doesn't matter.
I have a personal question. You say Madison's brother-in-law?
Mhm.
It is.
That's Taylor's brother.
Oh,
Oh
wait.
no, it'd be the other side. Like
I'm just wondering, does Madison's brother-in-law? Yeah, I mean
So that
that
would
would be your brother, or or either that or
Oh,
Scotty.
no.
Either that or Scotty has a husband.
Oh yeah, I got that confused. So wouldn't it be like her older sister's husband though?
Does she have an older sister?
Twice
Yeah,
who's married?
she's got an older sister, older brother, and then a twin brother.
Okay. Yeah, you were good again.
so, I thought you in our Facebook chat. I thought in the Facebook chat you sent a photo of the brother-in-law because all I saw was, oh shit, I know this guy, and then I just saw that fucking guy. So I thought that was Madison's brother-in-law, and I was like, what? Because I saw that, I'm like, oh, so he sent a picture of that, and then I just opened up this guy with the axe and everything. Oh fuck. Okay, well. Hopefully this movie works out for you, Jessica. This one's a bit more positive casting, so. Kirklin, you got anything?
I already shouted out Cabal.
Yep.
To see that character in Mortal Kombat. When's that movie coming out again?
A month and 5 days.
Don't have to wait for fall. It's like
Nope.
September. No.
Fall? Shit, that's like September.
And then we're yeah, okay.
God. So good. Yeah, oh yeah, we're reviewing that.
Jesus. And when are we
Yes.
doing the second one?
Yeah. that's what I was
Next
gonna
month.
ask.
We'll do a
Mm.
contract for it, yeah.
Are we sharing our Pokemon news now?
Oh, we should talk Pokemon actually, yeah.
Go ahead, do it up. It's a newscast. I'm sure the people want to hear it.
Lead us in, Jessica.
Because I don't think last time we didn't talk about. Did we talk about the 2 new announcements?
No, we haven't talked about it.
Okay, so 381 coming at you next week. Can't wait.
So we have, since our last newscast that we apparently didn't talk about, we have an announcement that we're getting new remakes of Diamond and Pearl for Nintendo Switch. So originally for
Enjoy every second of this. This is great.
originally for the DS, now being remade on the Switch, and fans have been asking for this one for a long time. So I'm pretty sure that's. Oh, I was gonna say why Taylor's wearing a Pokemon shirt, but apparently he's just gonna.
What is he
Gonna-
getting? Is he getting like his original copy of the game? I bet that's what he's gonna walk back in.
Probably, I'm waiting for it.
And he just walks back in Ron Burgundy style with a huge heart on for some reason.
How come he doesn't have it there with all his steel cases ready to go like normal?
Not good enough. Oh man, he came back in, he came back out. But do they have a release date for this Jessica, the remake?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Why did you walk out today? We were expecting you to bring the game, and you just walked
Madison
out.
started banging on the door, so I had to let her in.
Stop talking to your friends. Kirklin's over it. He checked his watch. He's scrolling through his phone.
I don't see any. It looks like pre-orders have launched, but we don't have an official date as of yet, unless Taylor knows something I don't, which is possible.
I have not seen dates.
What is this? A center for ants?
Yeah. When I click on, the pre-orders for other places seem to be up, but not Canada. So.
Oh, okay. I'll never forget it when I was doing that cast with Travis, and I was like, "Yeah, codename Project Beluga," and he just lost
Project
his shit.
fucking Beluga. Beluga.
On that note of these new Pokemon titles that are dropping again, like I'm a huge fan of Pokemon Platinum, so that whole era where it was like Diamond and Pearl and everything was just right up my alley. So I'm super happy these are getting remakes. As for what was it, Legend of Arceus?
Mm-hmm.
I'm really, really interested in that because, again, Breath of the Wild aesthetic and vibes. Travis is just losing it. Travis hates Pokemon.
Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me.
This is my cast now.
But no, it's just the game legit looks fantastic. I can't wait to see like more gameplay and just how it's such a different change of pace having different starters like Rowlet and what was it like? What were the others? Piplup
and Cyndaquil.
Yeah, it was so cool just to have different
Cyndaquil.
generation
That was my shit.
starters like that combined and just being like a prequel to all the other Pokemon games, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's supposed to be like kind of feudal era style. This one is not set until 2022, so still a ways away. But more just for those that haven't seen or don't completely know about it. Yeah, completely open world. You don't actually go into like Pokemon battles. When you walk up to Pokemon, you can just throw balls without actually entering into a different screen or send out a Pokemon to fight right then and there. So definitely a very different style than kind of everything we've been used to. They've gone even farther away from what we had in Sword and Shield into even more of an open world. Okay, well, what now? What, Kirklin? What?
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Turn off my video. Wasn't laughing at you. I apologize.
It's always just me. Interrupt other
No,
people.
Is it coming out in
No.
fall though? Does it come out in fall?
It's early 2022, so probably spring.
What
Sorry.
do you think of the Pokeball design, Jessica? Like the old
Oh god.
again, this is a big thing. We've never seen like a super like retro prototype Pokeball like this. So
We've been going in circles.
like a Pokeball, yeah. It doesn't really it says so made of wood and steam puff from their top when Pokemon were caught. So I think it'll be kind of fun because obviously they have to have a way to show that Pokemon are caught. It won't have that star shoot out. So I think a
Yeah.
puff of steam will be a fun little play on it. I think there's going to be a
God damn it, Travis. He's listening to that fucking video again.
No.
I am. Dude, September.
I think there's going to be a lot of kind of fun little Easter eggs and new ways that they go with it. It seems like they're taking it in a completely different direction. So I'm excited to try it. I'm more excited for this than I am for remakes. I honestly am not super invested in Shining Diamond or Brilliant Pearl or I have that wrong. Brilliant.
So wait, there's a diamond and there's a pearl, and there's shining diamond and brilliant pearl.
The remakes.
So the remakes,
Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
there was Diamond and Pearl are the original, and then now we have Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl coming.
Brilliant
to Switch.
diamond. What a name.
So Yeah, to me, I mean, I don't. I'm more interested in something new and different. I already have Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee for Switch. So, what about you?
I mean, yeah, I probably won't buy the remakes. I'm probably going to. I mean, I'm definitely buying the Arceus game. I think that's just fan freaking tastic, and I'm surprised it's taken this long for a Pokemon title to get to that point. Because I feel like that's just like that's it's made for. Like when I was seeing the person sneak through the bush and creeping up on like a herd of I can't remember what they were, the
What the fuck is
deer.
this game?
But like it was just so cool to see them. It felt like Pokemon. It felt like so many elements of the Pokemon show were like playable in this game, and I can't wait to experience that. Um, yeah, it just makes me excited for what's to come because I'm assuming whatever sequel we get to Sword and Shield will be. Well, actually, we're getting another expansion for that, aren't we? I think they unveiled something like that.
For Sword and Shield?
Yeah, I thought they were.
Come on, Travis, you should be up to date on all the news. Why isn't your Twitter set to give you an announcement?
Pokemon's muted everywhere. Just the word anywhere that starts with P is muted.
Even, the word P even. Wow, that's a little excessive.
I thought there was another batch of DLC or something, but well, either way, like I guess whatever sequels we get, I'm assuming they'll adopt the Arceus like gameplay mechanic because again, I feel like Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee was basically setting the pace for how a larger console Pokemon game could do on the Switch, and then after that was, I'd say, successful. Then they just obviously ran with it.
So just kind of to backtrack a bit, do you think that these announcements, because there has been a lot of hype, because people have been asking for the remakes of Diamond and Pearl for a long time, and Legends of Arceus is just kind of a bonus. Do you think that this hype will help sales for Pokemon Snap because it's kind of forefront of people's mind? Obviously not the forefront of your mind. You forgot about
yeah, I
it.
totally forgot.
All right.
I've never been like a massive Pokemon Snap like go to. I'm more a Pokken guy myself, but I mean it's definitely got like I mean it's got a following, and I feel like are you hoping you get another one after this, or are you just hoping this one does really really well? Like what would be your goal to get more of the in that line?
I'm just interested because I mean it shows where things can go, like looking at the style and the freedom and kind of everything that's happening. It just makes me think that Pokemon Snap might be better than people were originally thinking, just looking at Arceus. But I mean, I plan on buying Pokemon Snap. You know, it's something that I can just play while lying in bed while Kai's having a nap while I'm relaxing. You know, it doesn't have to be a huge time investment that you can play for an hour and turn it off. You know, it's no Justice League. But I'm just interested to see if, you know, people are thinking that this obviously Nintendo is kind of opening up what they're doing with their games a little more. If that will make people more or less excited for kind of what's being planned. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to say. Like Nintendo's kind of opening up again. Again, on that note, I do think it is funny that they didn't really do anything for the Zelda anniversary, and then for the Mario anniversary. Well, I guess they haven't really done much for this Mario anniversary, did they? They didn't really announce anything because it was Mario Day yesterday.
No, they had that direct that we were maybe going to cover, but it was just a big bust. So people are maybe other than the Pokemon side, Nintendo seems to be disappointing a lot of people right now with their content. So
On that note as well, everyone that is like huge Mario fans, this is the last month to buy physical copies of Mario 3D All Stars because again, that was a limited run of a title. So
what?
remember Mario 3D All Stars? Mario
Like the Wii U
64.
game?
No, for Switch, Mario
that-
64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. It was a limited release, right? It's
A physical copy.
the physical
right?
copy. I don't know about digital or what they're doing, but yeah, they won't be.
I'll borrow it from you.
Yeah, there you go. They won't be putting it out anymore after this month, which again, just crazy because they released that back in November, I think.
Yep.
Hey
Crazy.
Travis.
Yep.
Are me and Taylor, are we using GV funds to buy Pokemon games for Switch?
It's probably an off-topic or off-cast conversation. People don't need to know, but we will be speaking about money after. But
I just wanted to know, you know.
You caught him. You
Because-
caught him. So he has to look like the good guy in front of all the viewers right now because he can't just straight up say no when all these people are watching.
Well, no, I could say you guys are buying it regardless. It sounds like we haven't done that in a while because
No, it's been a long. Yeah, well, there's what's
'Cause
been coming out.
I'm
too.
not gonna. Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. The video game views didn't maybe warrant the purchase of the games. They didn't pan out, so I'm gonna say it's a soft no. There, we could talk about it, but but we haven't paid for movies either, so it's not like we're loving one way or another. We're just paying for
Kirkland's got
everything
like some
ourselves.
devious smile down there, like, yeah, it's a soft no. Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, Kirkland has to play through the whole game then. Anything else, or can we end the shindig?
We're at 2 hours. That's crazy for just talking about.
Yeah, it was supposed to be just
Justice
an
League.
hour, just an hour cast, and then a
It
bunch
was like
of stuff
an
happened.
hour and a bit of Justice League, so
Yeah.
I think
After 9
we're
in there.
good.
Yeah, and then 2 hours of Pokemon talk. Ladies and gentlemen, that was GV 380. We'll be back. Well, like I said, there will be no newscast next week unless something like very big breaks. We'll obviously do an impromptu one. We usually do that. But next week, you'll have After 9. You'll have the Captain America Retro. You'll have Falcon Winter Soldier. And like we just talked about for a whole few hours there, Zack Snyder's Justice League. So we promise you hear from us next. It'll not be
It
boring.
will not be boring.
I beat you.
Goodbye.
Kill the feed, Taylor.